Да, потихоньку начинаем. Crux капсия 29.55. Второй заезд. Вот, вернее, второй гран-прикс, второй заезд. Европейская, австралийская. Ой, европейская. Какая получается? Короче, это вообще, по-моему, пятая гонка по счету, ну ладно. Квалификационный заезд, короче, Азия, Европа.
Being in the cockpit, you start to forget what your body's doing. You become one with the machine.
Racing in general, I think it's kind of becoming an art.
Got split decisions to make. You got to be fast.
Racing is one thing, but racing when you know your reputation is on the line, the money is on the line, you got something to actually bring home. That's the races I gravitate for. The big ones, the high stakes.
Racing is just as much as survival as being fast.
What wins the race?
It's the pilot.
The ship.
The ship.
It is 100% the pilot.
Always the ship.
It's definitely the pilot, man. You're the one maneuvering and moving it.
The best pilots are so close in skill level that a different ship can change the game.
Seriously, thought the race was in another hour, not now.
Oh no, we get early. Alright, we just launched into the server, and this is not the same shard we get reports about earlier, so we're gonna try to start here.
Надеюсь, я успею до завтрака, до начала гонки. Набиваем персонажа водой сверх нормы.
Racing would like to thank the following.
Ever since I was a kid, I've wanted to go fast.
It's not about just a hairpin or two. It's really about that sequence and finding the potential of the thing I'm controlling.
Being in the cockpit, you start to forget what your body's doing. You become one with the machine.
Racing in general, I think it's kind of becoming an art.
Got split decisions to make. You gotta be fast.
Racing is one thing, but racing when you know your reputation is on the line, the money's on the line, you got something to actually bring home. That's the races I gravitate for. The big ones, the high stakes.
Racing is just as much as survival as being fast.
What wins the race?
It's the pilot.
It's the ship.
The ship.
It is 100% the pilot.
Always the ship.
It's definitely the pilot, man. You're the one maneuvering and moving it.
Alright,
The best
while
pilots are
everybody's
so
getting
close in skill
set
level that a
up,
different
we'll
ship
go through the
can
briefing.
change the game.
Pretty sure most of you have been through this before, but here we go. This race of a new Babbage Ghost using the Mirai Razor base version will go for 2 hours, with an initial hour being used for setup, but if we are on grid and ready early, we will try to launch as soon as the stream team is also ready. Most laps wins. Winning in this case means pole position. And the race launch will not use a formation lap. It will be a hovering grid launch with a race opening countdown delivered to you by myself over Discord streaming. So I will do a test of that shortly, just to make sure you can hear the countdown. You should have all received your grid positions from Echo, so please line up before checkpoint 65 as quickly as possible when we launch in. And
Спасибо, Стилфоникс, привет, да.
500 meters from the racer in the position in front of you. If you can, try to do a staggered starts, and just be aware that while we are waiting, the winds will be rather difficult to maintain position if they do kick in. On regeneration, pit crew and racers without a pit crew are highly recommended that you have your regen set to MIC L1 or MIC L2. Dirk, I believe, did have some testing last race around the station above New Babbage taking a little longer. Was that right, Dirk? Finally, a reminder that Echo does have a bot in Discord now, so if you would like to stream your perspective to the live stream, feel free to stream in Discord. If you do, we just want to remind everyone to have your chat relay turned off with F12, just so that we're not advertising anything unwanted into the stream. Otherwise, that is it for the briefing. We do have Astro Medic, Nox Vardine, and Tiger Weiss helping me out today on staff with timing and race checkpoints.
Хорошо, гонки в гонке Соник, спасибо. Сейчас легче будет. Я ночью один отдавался, сегодня как минимум со мной еще 2 камеры. Именно на треке, не считая там статичных чекпоинтов и астромедика. Так что полегче должно быть, плюс еще я хотя бы поспал. Сейчас съем понемногу. Ой. Хороший стрима, спасибо. Ну сейчас будем 2 часа крутиться, я даже, наверное, громко скручу еще. До единички.
One second, I need to get you and Leak in here.
Got split decisions to make. You gotta be fast.
Ну, со Заврундером. Да я не поспал перед гонкой. Прошлой гонкой, да, потому что очень много заболтался. И уже там смысла не было просто час лежать. Мне кажется, бошку больше было мало от этого. Сейчас вроде бы полегче. Ну, стал хреново, но
Lee, could you send me a friend invite if I don't have you already? I'm not seeing you in the list.
пока вроде норм. Если нельзя спать захочешь. Не, я...
Best pilots are so close in skill level that
Есть тоже надо, чтобы этот... Не на пустой желудок совсем тогда ломать от него начнет. Я ж не ел. Во-первых, немного. Не жирно. Спать-то я в любом случае немного хочу. Я в душ сгонял еще. Так, у меня бинт стоит. О,
Awesome.
видали? Так, кто у них? Канадин Маврик и Бинт, комментатор.
Hello, let's go racing.
Сколько нынче платят операторам ЗГ? Ну, ну как сказать? 0? Я не знаю, мне не платили. За свое время технически, что я получил с Анзи Рейсинга, это... Эхо мне за 24-часовую гонку дала этот...
While we are looking this up, I'm doing a really quick test of the
Лтяйный Атлас Гео,
my stream on Discord. I'm gonna run
который расплавил.
about halfway through the loop just to make sure everyone can hear it.
Че еще? Ну, пару раз на стримах донатила. Если это считать вообще.
Yeah, if you want to stream for that, feel free, and then we can let Echo know, and if she wants to pick that up, we can.
Oh, we got a little bit of backstory here. A young ship racer arrived at Microtech in search of their missing father and became involved in the Crux Cup Stellar Endurance Championship. The pilot flew out at maximum speed through a snowstorm with only 5 meters of visibility, claiming the first competition victory of the
Ну вот, а что дали за что дали за то, что ты его расплавил? Ну, баксов 50 вроде. Ну сколько LTI на Гео стоило со скином? Вот столько дали. То ли 45, то ли 50. Не, я его использовал какое-то время, просто потом расплавил. Вы используете? У меня он стор валяется. А ночью ничего не давали. Просто никого не было. Когда мне стартер грид начнут устраиваться?
Which comes with some secret backroom racer chats where we share all the best secrets. But they're also going to be getting our free Godly 15.
Да нет, я за грин сходил, недавно пытался, проблема со входом, а когда вошел, так все долго жаться, раньше было быстрее. Ну, не знаю, сейчас. Последний раз что-то как играл, нормально было. Другое то, что у меня почти недели не было до этого, но это уже пофиг.
In addition, Cloud Imperium has helped us out with a beautiful package of prizes for our top 3 racers for the event overall. Those racers are going to win a Mirai Razor, a Mirai Racing Suit, and a Mirai Racing Paint. First through third, everybody gets them. It's an amazing prize set, and we thank CIG for that.
Thank you, CIG.
Alright, and with that, let's kick it over to our video guide for the track so that you can see what it is our racers are about to subject themselves to for your amusement.
If this is your first time here, this is our most technical track in the Ghost at Microtech. Enjoy.
Да, но ветер сильный. Вот сейчас, чтобы вы понимали, вот это все движение, это меня задувает. Вот сейчас торможу. Я даже когда торможу, меня двигает. Я тормоз держу сейчас. Отпускаю тормоз.
Pass under the first train line and above the second train line, headed towards the twin buildings straight ahead.
And just one more reminder about the wind. I'm sure everyone's familiar, having practiced.
Что мне за ночные не платят.
Rather annoying, so just be aware that when that does kick in, navigating the track will become...
О, новая модель заработала, да не. Это старая еще. Это на многих планетах сдувает. Просто на микротеке этот эффект, по-моему, усилили, когда снег добавили. Может, я выключу гашение инерции? Не. Ну, даже если я его выключу... Типа вот... Ну, я стопорнусь, но...
And also a reminder of the current position.
Короче, не вариант. Гонщика, в принципе, сдувает.
Do 3D, jacket in, Shrek half, file, Herbie, playing Fox, and Rentier Rish.
Уж как вот так вот летать? Без гашения инерции.
Weave these two train pillars before heading to the next section named after the Nürburgring's carousel. Careful of the trees. Pass around this standalone train pillar.
Ну, кстати, я уже заходил. Смотря, снег добавили, в физический план не повлияло. На FPS. На FPS нет. Единственное, на микротеке появились густые облака. Может даже чекнуть начало прошлой гонки. Там прям выглядит все, как будто это ночной город. То есть такое, знаешь, засвеченное облаками небо. Коричневатое. Ну, засвечено от цвета городского облака, вот сами именно. И там снег такой небольшой. Скорее всего, не знаю, на температуру влияет. Но физически нет, типа так же, как дождь. Он в той же системе, что и дождь. Просто для микротека его не сделали на тот момент. Сейчас у нас, кстати, весьма чистое небо. Вот нельзя пролет сделать с то, что ветер. Вот я вправо делаю пролет, видишь, у меня ветер тормозит. После совсем быстрый.
Head down towards the train line and weave under it, starting on the left side. The final pillar to pass around is just after the two observation towers. Take a sharp right towards these two buildings that mark the start of the next section, like Starcloak. Next, turn left towards these two buildings and get ready to weave around the right side of the building directly in front of the gap between them. Before
А то есть добавили снежные осадки? Ну да.
Towards the twin sandwich tower, passing it on the left side.
Просто в целом это все для того, чтобы к микротеку это прикрутить и все, чтобы на всех планетах в том или ином виде оно было, где должно быть. В нынешней итерации. И так там легкий снег такой. Вроде то, что облака густые появились наконец-то на микротеке.
Go under the train line and around these two buildings, passing them on the right side, and then aim for these two tall buildings in the distance. Take a left turn here between the towers towards the train line and this pillar. Fly around the train pillar on the left side and up towards these buildings close by, passing between them and turning left. Back down towards the train line. Aim for these station buildings and fly between the nearest ones in your flight path. Then, fly up and left over the city block towards the Omega Aerosports HQ tower and pass around it on the right side under its landing pad. This next section is called the Sangua Swoop. Aim to pass between the Microtech and Platinum Bay Tower before heading down towards the train line on the other side. Fly down to the left side of the train line and pass under the first two pillars before sweeping up and left towards the bright orange Cuban interstellar towers. Stay under the circular holograms when crossing the next two building checkpoints. Pass around the central tower on the left side and aim towards the next Cuban spire. Then fly down, under and around the nearest train pillar.
Все, вопросов больше нету.
On the left side. You're looking for a train pillar straight ahead between these city blocks to connect to. Pass around it on the right side. Cross over the city foundations, passing this train pillar on the right side. Staying under the train lines, perform a hairpin right turn around these twin buildings. This next section is called Jazz Jack. It's a corkscrew dance up and around the train tracks here to avoid the city foundations below. Passing under the train line and around the left side.
Ты их и не переводишь, я сам слушаю и сам перевожу. Так сейчас там заглушки играют. А что, я должен переводить, что ли? Я просто экстрим слушаю. Я как переводчик не заявлялся. Ну, сейчас, типа, там гайд просто по прохождению трека.
Take a right turn between them and the next two nearest oncoming towers until you are headed towards the tallest Covenix headquarters tower in the near distance. Pass around the Covenix headquarters tower on the left and head down towards the nearest train line and pass under it here.
Alright, racers, how are we doing on the lineup?
Glacier Green headquarters tower to pass it on the right side and begin the Crux coil section of the track. Turn towards the nearby purple lit nest apartment tower and pass around it on the left
Seems like
side.
the winds are a
heading
little rough
down to
right
the
now.
train line below. Pass under the split in the train line and then around this pillar on the left, cutting back towards the other train line to pass around its nearest pillar on the right side. Stay to the right side of the next pillar, go under the train line, and fly on the right side of these four flags. Passing under the last train line of the track.
Я не знаю, мне голос кажется более понятен, чем половина диалектов английского. Причем вот этот гайд конкретно я переводил. У нее на канале есть сабами моими.
This track was made for competitive esports ship racing. Race together by visiting enzaracing.com. Made possible in Star Citizen. Join the verse by visiting play.sc. Enzia Racing would like to thank the following.
Racers, we're getting everybody lined up. Just
Back,
after
and now we'll
checkpoint
go over some of
65.
how these racers will gain their points. Pilots earn points for the Grand Prix races. They compete based on their finishing position. The maximum one pilot can earn
Just before
per Grand Prix
checkpoint
is
65, according to
150 points.
Язык чисто
All other
инвестиция на
tracks
озвученную
are
систему
weighted
производства.
on length compared to the Super Dragon Tofu run, which we had last month, and also given a bonus if they are more technical.
Поберегите себя.
For example, the
Ой, меня.
Dragon's length is divided by
Переводите.
Savage Gold.
Хотя не, я могу, в принципе,
Rounded
попытаться.
is 0.6.
Я хотел сказать, до сеткона поберегите, но, типа, я на сетконе
Plus
переводить не буду.
0.1 technical bonus in point weight, so that awards slightly more points. Here you can see each of the Grand Prix point pools, and as the Terra and Nyx and Castra system come online, you can expect Anzia to build city racetracks out there and add even more points to earn for the Stella Endurance Championships.
I'm really looking forward to the new systems. I can't wait to see CitizenCon. It's just 1 week away. I really can't wait to see the future of the game, particularly Terra. Terra is the one that interests me the most. I can't wait to see Prime, its capital city, and how they develop that, and how we can race around it. God, that's gonna be cool.
It's gonna be phenomenal. All the more cityscapes we can build tracks in, so much the better. But without too much delay, let's go take a look at our grid as the racers are forming up, and take a look at where each of our racers will be starting today and how they got there. So with our #1 overall qualifying time in pole position, it's going to be Fresh 001, who is supported today by the Sanguis Luna Pit Crew team. With the #4 overall qualifying time.
Alright, looks like I'm still waiting for a few racers.
Is racing solo today. No support team. Going to be respawning at Tressler and hoping for the best.
There's Fresh.
The #6 overall qualifying time, we have Jackaden, also supported by the Sanguis Luna Pit Crew team. With the #7 time, it's Senor Cav, supported by
Блин, походу я завтрак не доем на начало гонки. Ну ладно.
Senor Cav's first race with us, I believe, or at least first event with us.
У меня уже ничего не лезет, у меня тут порция раза в 2 меньше, чем я ем. Ладно, потом доем.
And with the 9th place overall qualifying time, it's File, supported by the Expanse Pit Crew team. With the 10th place time, it's Herbie, supported by the Sanguis Luna Pit Crew team. You're going to be hearing that name a lot today. 3 of their racers out on the track. With the 11th place time, it's Playing Fox, also racing solo today. And with our 15th place qualifying
Alright, we do have
time,
our
it's
pole position
Vinci
here,
Reach,
so if everyone start lining up
supported by
behind
Federation
Fresh,
Camelot
pointing
Pit Crew
towards checkpoint 65.
Amazing. And there is your grid. We've got cameras available. The grid is forming. We're gonna check out to see what's going out on the field. Let's see. OlegLime's one of you. Here we go.
Trying to keep at least 500 meters distance from the racer in the
Today
position
we will
in front
have
of you.
a coordinated race launch between our event and our live stream staff. If you tuned into the 24-hour race we ran earlier this year, an amazing 24-hour record-breaking.
We would prefer staggered if we can, just to try to help avoid collisions, but I know that's going to be difficult in the wind, so do what you can.
Are in position and ready to race. Once they start the race, this Grand Prix is going to go on for 2 hours, and again, our racers are going to be competing to see who can get the most laps on the board in that time, try and secure the best starting position for next week's race.
And Jackaden, I think there's space for you over here now, behind Dude 3D.
Alright. Races are forming up on the grid. We're just checking in with our race director, Noise Maze himself, just to see how it's going. We'll have word for you maybe in the next few minutes how they're doing, who's left to come out onto the grid, so we can get underway today. But beautiful, lovely noon in Microtech. Doesn't look like it's too snowy. There's a bit of fog, so hopefully that doesn't pick up. But we
Just
do have
confirming that
wind
Jackaden
turbulence in
is
Star
here with us.
Citizen now, and that does affect
hello.
racing. Mav, do you want to tell us a
Yep,
little
just
bit
need you to
about
line
your
up behind Dude
experience
3D.
with wind turbulence in racing?
Oh, behind them? Alright.
Yep, you'll be
For the
500
most
meters
part,
behind
my
Dude 3D,
experience
and
is
then
probably like every other
Sarkath
racer
will
out there.
be
It's
500 behind
not the best.
you,
Usually
followed
it always
by File
hits at the
RB,
worst
Playing
possible
Fox,
time.
and
In the worst possible way.
Yeah, sorry, I was oriented in the wrong direction, that's why.
The most during the Super Dragon Tofu Run race, it wasn't that bad for me personally. I didn't get thrown anywhere. New Babbage practicing a little bit out with everybody racing. It's definitely more noticeable here. I think it'll really come in check to see how people can control their ships and what I like
Я
to call
просто
pinch
тупо
point.
поток затормозил.
drifting
Where
off.
the ships
They may
are
have gone
really
okay.
close to obstacles, buildings, and other things like that.
Yeah, the wind on Microtech for this race in particular has been absolutely brutal. We've had
There
our
we go,
racers
they're back,
contending
alright.
with
Yep, you
not
could
just
line up
hurricane
right behind
force winds,
Jackaden,
but
and then I
Category
think
3
I see
hurricane
everybody else
force
here.
winds multiple times per Microtech day. It's a lot. You'll get into situations where the ship is sliding sideways mid-turn because the maneuvering thrusters just can't keep up with the force of the wind.
Yep, if you're tuning in for the first time, our US and Australia race
Okay,
was
I'll
pretty
try
rough.
to find it here in a second.
It
But
saw hurricane wind speeds well beyond high class levels, 70 meters per second.
and then
was
Rentier, you'll
recorded
be just behind
absolutely
Playing Fox. I think you two might be swapped at the
Так, я
moment.
каунтдаун включу погромче. Она будет чуть-чуть орать, но я буду хотя бы слышать, что у стрима впервые.
Correct, you'll be behind Playing Fox.
Half terraformed planet, but my goodness, 70 meters per second is difficult for racers to deal with. So hopefully these racers don't have to experience 70 meters per second wind, and it's a smooth race for them. But it can happen. It affects racing a lot, and it can bring your lap times down anywhere between 10 and 20 seconds. You see
there you
a
go.
massive slowdown when turbulence comes in.
Yep. So I gotta ask, Mav, as we're waiting for the racers to finish lining up here, who are you pulling for today? Who's your number one pick?
My number one pick to win most likely is going to be Fresh. I don't see many people contesting. He's been very consistent recently. My underdog to win.
All right, racers, are we ready? If we're all
Me and Herbie
here.
during the Super Dragon Tofu run had a pretty good fight right at the last couple of laps, and it's just always
Everyone,
fun
all racers should
fighting
have
somebody
my
that's pretty
stream
much on
pulled
the same
up. The
pace as
start
you
will
and just
be the
racing side by
race
side.
start video. So there'll be a countdown from 2
You know,
minutes
I've
and
said it
30
before, and I'll
seconds.
say it again,
As soon as
Herbie
that
may
countdown
just
hits
be
a
every
0, you are
racer's
free to
favorite
go
racer.
full
He
speed
is
on the
absolutely
normal
a class
racetrack.
act. He's
I
actually
think
our
the back of the grid
three-time
is
heavy
kinda
division
not
champion,
really
I think
assembled.
undefeated in Crux Cup heavy division.
I love
Say that again?
industrial racing ships.
I think the back of the
And I
grid
think it
is
comes
not
from
really
him being a
assembled.
ground race. He just loves big chunky things.
They're in the
I
correct
love
order,
seeing
they're
him
just
race,
spread out due to wind.
each year. He is
Okay.
he's good fun, and he's slowly working his way up into pro racing.
So try
I
to
think he
maintain
wants
position as
time.
best you can, but it's
I
going to be a
remember talking
little
to him
messy
when he
back
was
here
first
until you guys
getting
get
into it.
started.
He knew he wasn't
Yeah, Fide, I
gonna
think
be
you
the
need to
best
go
right out of the
a little
gate,
bit
but he has put the work in over the years.
forward.
Practice, come to many community races, and this is
Yep, Val, you may have
all the
drifted back a bit. You might
is,
need to get closer
is
to
the,
Sirkaf.
all you're seeing today is just all of that practice.
Так, я думаю, надо каунтдаун просто с разворота в левую сторону.
His achievements
Вдоль города.
here today.
Ну, в обратку от города.
So watch out for Heavy.
Sounds like our.
All right, I'm going to start the
racers are
countdown. So
just
again, make
about
sure
ready
you
to
have
roll.
my stream pulled up.
Do we have any predictions on possibly anybody crashing? First lap? Are we going to see a couple
Oh, okay,
crashes?
First,
Just to
first
confirm, this is
lap,
official
because, I
race
mean,
countdown?
If we had predictions on people crashing,
This is the official race countdown.
Gotcha, thank
at
you.
some point during the race today, this track is an absolute monster. There we go. Our 2.5 minute countdown. All of our racers
Good luck, boys.
getting into this one. Getting into this shot. It is going to be a grueling and spectacular
10 minutes until race start.
Главное потом на старте зависнуть. Все пролетают, и все, и можно потом за толпой. Еще внимательно слушаю, что Proximity Alert не заново. Высоты.
Alright, racers, good luck.
Поехали, поехали, давай, Ричи. И Фреш сразу в отрыв полетел. Просто пуля, пуля. Фреш, если что, это этот, победитель прошлой гонки. Ну все, теперь чилим. Но то, что гонщиков чуть-чуть побольше, по-моему, на 2 человека. Пока не плотно держится. Вот люблю, когда много гонщиков в кадре. Потому что ночная гонка, там народу было мало, честно говоря. Там 5, по-моему, или 6 человек было. Сейчас, кажется, 7.
No, just had to change my gamma. I've got whited out because I was on fucking maximum gamma and didn't notice.
Jacket and crashed. God damn these freaks.
Let's just
Copy,
jump
thank you,
back to
Jacob.
playing Fox here.
Oh, not
no,
even
Jackadan crashed
first
and
lap.
ghosted.
Crash
Hang
number
in there, Jackadan.
Do you think that counts as lap 1
Так, сейчас
or lap
личку всех
0?
открою. Мне указания давали.
And Jacob, please feel free to rejoin at start finish. You don't have to go to 50% for that.
Yeah, thank you.
Either way, he's coming back at the start of lap 1, which is both a rough spot to be in and also.
Блин, надо было таблетки от башки схавать. Все-таки это у меня не с просонья она заболела. Ну ладно, потерпим. Если совсем заболит сильно, я тыкну эхо. Вот всегда нравится наблюдать за вот этой пачкой лидеров. Файл, кстати, очень хорошо держится.
Neck and
Copy, thank you.
neck. That looks dangerous. Do we have a camera for either of them?
Lovely battle to start. Neither of those, but we'll follow them on OlegLime. Oh, we can follow you from behind. We've got Playing Fox here.
Awesome.
There we go. And this section is really
guys.
where the track starts to feel tight as you start to have to get real close to the ground and fly between these trees.
Если надо, я могу экстрим чуть погромче сделать. Я так технически слушаю, чтобы просто понимать, о чем они. Потому что могу немного подстроиться под это.
Here we go, coming up on the carousel. This is named after the Nürburgring, one of my favorite endurance tracks in real life, and also a track I raced with Jizz in the 24-hour iRacing championships for the Aries racing team of Australia. We had to have one of our own, and that just seemed like the perfect space equivalent to add in.
Now, for crashing right before the start-finish line, when everybody else is kind of haven't really start, that
Так, я надеюсь, стрим на ютубе не тормозит.
place to crash, I think, because everybody else isn't that far ahead of you.
Вроде нет. Ну там пишите, если что, я так посмотрю. Мне все равно скучно, 2 часа будем тут возюкаться. Тем более сегодня я на челе могу из-за того, что камеру много.
But still, you know, it's easy to get rattled when you have an early crash like that and come back into it feeling a little flustered with the full adrenaline pump, the heart racing, you know, death grip on the sticks. It's really difficult to control your speed under those conditions and make sure that you're not over speeding and plowing into a wall.
We're coming
final
up to the
dude's still
Black Star
neck
Quake
and neck.
section here. They're still having a great battle there. Playing Fox not letting up behind them here. Black Star, part of the Black Star racing team here. No pressure Playing Fox that you can do your section of the track. Oh, the dude's already passed there as well. Through the little foundations. Amazing.
Почему сейчас гонки смотрит нормальное количество людей? Я раньше, когда стримил гонки, столько не смотрел, кроме 24-часовой.
Right up on file there, turning this into a three-way battle. And
Little bit.
Fresh, you know, not getting as far out ahead as we might have expected based on the time trial runs they did. Fresh's time trial submission to qualify for this race coming in at just a hair over 6 minutes, with the next fastest time being 10 seconds slower than that. You know, there was a real chance he was just going to run away with it, but between the live racing conditions and the weather, it looks like he may not be running with as much of an advantage as we might have expected.
Oh, that was a close one.
And close file. Fox, yep. I wouldn't blame you if you had a little voice moment in Discord there.
That's definitely a check the pants moment, if ever there was one.
Wow, and this file is still right beside you. Just be careful there, Playing Fox. Make sure you can see file if you're listening in.
And Samasu, no part of this track is considered safe, but there's, you know, safe is a spectrum. So you have the whole range from you might die to if you blink you may die. God, they are just not letting up.
Yeah. Getting close to the start finish now. See what everybody's
coming into the Jazz
On
Jake.
s'y start finish line.
Yeah.
This is my personal favorite track section. This corkscrew over and around the track that then runs into a weave below the course.
Что там, Фреш топит? Да пофиг, у нас тут троица поинтереснее.
This just feels amazing when they get it right. Now, Fox is favoring that 45-degree counter roll strategy. Personally, I prefer to roll up 90 degrees and weave through that one with what most racers refer to as a dolphin-style weave. The 45-degree roll, a little bit slower, a little bit safer, but it also does preserve your visibility. And with this many racers in close proximity, definitely a lot of value to that. Mav, how would you be taking that
paid off
one?
for Playing Fox too.
I'd probably be taking it like Playing Fox at the 45, especially with the both dude and file right next to me. Just basically, you have to. You might be racing, you might be on your line, but you still have to be aware of your fellow racers around you. Nobody wants to take a crash.
Thank you.
Even if it ends up by not being your fault, you end up by having to start basically all over again, or
Astro's
the
halfway mark.
point.
You can rejoin.
Yeah, and to the question from Typhoon in chat, they do not have to not crash for 2 hours, but every crash is going to cost them time. We have 2 rejoin ports for them. They can rejoin at the start-finish line, or if they've completed 50% of the track, they can rejoin at a checkpoint there, managed by our volunteer Astromedic, I believe, today.
That's correct, Astro.
Depending on where they're
50%.
spawning, yeah, depending on where they're spawning and depending on how far into a track section they were when they crashed, a crash is going to cost them anywhere from about 1.5 minutes to up to 6 minutes.
Смотри, это единственный люблю за этот отель за то, что постоянно, когда к нему подлетаешь, FPS падает, потому что там куча игроков внутри, ну, локации для них.
If they're respawning at Port Tressler, having to grab a fresh razor, it could be quite a long time before they get back down. And then, of course, they lose any progress past the last checkpoint they went to.
And EchoBit, where is the halfway point for those who don't know the track?
The halfway point is on the northwestern side of the city, just opposite the spaceport. It's out by the last train line out there, just before you enter the Black Star Quake section. So when I brought up Playing Fox before,
Давайте, ребят, ваши ставки. Кто из первой троицы разобьется впервые? Вернее, не из первой троицы, там Фреш впереди. Окей, из 3 человек после Фреша. Учитывая, как они близко гоняют, особенно файлы Dude.
But those three are still packed quite tightly together as they come through the carousel. That 270-degree turn is brutal. Every racer's got to have a strategy for how they're going to manage the G's coming into and out of that corner.
Вот пока файл хорошо держится, надо... Я не помню, сколько людей отсеивают. Половину, наверное, с гонки. Там по-хорошему держать где-то 4-е место. Он сейчас вот на 4-м. Ну и с Дюдом разменивается 3-е, 4-е. Насколько я помню, он проходил прошлую квалификацию и до финала дошел. Я напоминаю, что в финале выигрывают 3 человека по разору, костюмам и еще чем-то. То есть там одинаковые призы за первые 3 места. Но это финал, а не вот этой конкретной квалификационной гонки.
Just looks very natural. I think also the constant barrel rolling is amazing. Just lovely to watch.
And seeing his lap 1 time coming in at 6 minutes and 22, it does look like he's definitely taking the safe approach to today's race, which is absolutely the way to play it with those crashes being so costly in terms of time.
Yeah, seeing Fresh do that corkscrew barrel roll, just conserving all the momentum, taking it easy, smooth. It's just, man, I wish I could fly that smoothly.
It is one of those
And
infuriating
just a note for the racers, it looks like we will have a star set halfway through the race, so half the race will
all
be
the
in
other
the dark.
racers on the field can look at what he's doing, and we know what he's doing. That's not the problem. We just can't also do it.
Блин, за Фрешем даже наблюдать из-за этого неинтересно, просто очень хорошо гоняет. Не в минусы ему, потому что он прям крутой гонщик. Просто он как пуля отрывается от всех, и все, типа он там держит дистанцию километров 5 от всех остальных мест. Других только спасет, если он где-то разобьется.
And they were right next to Nefty as well. It was crazy. We were watching that battle. We were like, is Dada gonna pass Nefty? Is Dada gonna pass Nefty? We did Dada's marker go. What happened? Well, the new Babbage cops intervened, it turns out.
Looks like we got Jacketed back in the race about 2-3 minutes ago. Looks like he's about 2 minutes behind everybody, 1.5. The perks of not actually crashing.
Да, но мне пока указов нету, чтобы я от этих отвалил. Так что сидим, смотрим. Я уже не помню, ты же стилпоникс, да, вроде с файлом из КРП одной? Или у нас кто-то другой писал? Я уже честно забыл немножко.
As we see this turn come around here, you'll see the party markers sweep across the track, and yep, sometimes they're plonked right in the middle of the next corner.
Looks like there's a couple ships on top of that building as well. Only the party marker distance changer helped and worked.
You know, that's I think every racer's Christmas wish list includes CIG getting around to fixing that slider and letting us dial it back so that we're only being blinded by the party markers within a couple 100 meters instead of the ones 20 kilometers away.
Я спросил гробовое молчание в чате.
Tем
временем половина иностранцев, которые смотрят и не понимают.
I've discovered they are working on the party system. I mean, it's not distance yet. That would be nice to have, but what they have done is made it so that when you're in a party, all of the party members are marked as green. So we have more colors in the UI other than blue now. So green is friendly, green is in your party, and also the PDCs on capital ships treat green things as friendly. I even tested missiles and torpedoes, and friendly missiles and torpedoes weren't being targeted by green marked players. So that was kind of cool. And that helps racing, so it helps us sort of be able to identify our friendlies as well.
And as our pack of racers has completed their second laps, we do see Fresh staying around that 6-minute 22-second pace. He came in with a 6:21.2 on that last lap, so definitely still playing it safe, but that has given Playing Fox a little bit of room. He's coming in just 2 seconds shy of that at 6:23.5 on that last lap, so within striking distance and really able to capitalize if Fresh makes even a single sizable mistake, maybe able to make up some of that ground.
You can really tell the difference in between the halfway rejoin point, because we have a lap done by Herbie, who crashed, I'm assuming, shortly after the halfway point, but nothing on the board from Rontavish.
Я чуть пошире ракурс взял, а то гонщики рассосались по разным местам, и все неинтересно. Они там то Фрэша обсуждают, а вот сейчас Херби, который вернулся на трек.
Still getting to grips with this high adrenaline environment, which absolutely is something every racer needs to learn how to do.
Oh, some massive frame drops there from.
This is Rentier Rich, but yeah, like not everyone's computer is the best. So honestly, having a safe racing strategy like Rentier here, it gets you laps, it gets you a position, and if you don't crash, which you didn't do much of in Grand Prix 1, you get positions for that. And there is a case that slow and steady wins the race in racing as well.
Блин, походу файлы. Буст закончился. Сейчас Дьют просто в отрыв пошел на бусте. Теперь наверх стал.
And only 2 minutes 45 behind Herbie, so still very much in the race. And we have a note from our race director as well that Rentier had a pretty long trip back to the track after a crash. So maybe a rough time with the hangar spawns or something along those lines, giving him some extra aggravation.
Weather is still clear on Microtech. No, the fog has moved out. We've got clear skies for the time being. Hopefully the weather isn't too brutal. Noise, if you're listening in. Tell us what the wind speed is.
Да, и сейчас прям намного легче прет, чем утром. Я чувствую, что меня хотя бы не ломит от того, что я не спал. Просто такое просонье, которое, в принципе, решилось бы каким-нибудь кофе, но кофе рисковать не буду. Я уже рискнул один раз перед гонкой. Мне Федокол теперь это припоминает время от времени.
And it's one of the things that, you know, you can learn to control it to a certain extent, but it never goes away completely. And you have that moment in every race where you've caught up to a competitor and you are pushing as hard as you can and your heart's pounding through your chest.
Есть какие-нибудь пары еще, какие-нибудь, которые близко гоняют, рискованно? Дайте мне кого-нибудь.
Yeah, coming up to somebody.
I like going fast. Sorry, Matt, you go ahead.
It's all good, you know.
Можно, в принципе, за Ричем понаблюдать, но он такой... Я даже не знаю, он новичок или кто, он очень медленный гонщик. Тоже не в минус ему, если ему так нравится. Ну или опыта нету.
and then you pass them, and you're like, oh, I thought maybe I would start slowing down because of boost timing, and I only caught up to you there. And then they pass you at a different section because they decided to actually do it better than you, and it's just neck and neck racing is always so much fun.
I don't know what's more anxiety inducing is when you get that.
Голосую за Игоря. Привет, пельмень. А Игорь это кто?
Expecting there to be no one, and somebody's 200 meters behind you, or when you hit the rear-facing camera, not expecting somebody to be there and they're not, and then the moment of panic sets in.
Пояснительную бригаду, пожалуйста.
Yeah.
Или файла так зовут.
We're also a really cooperative community. Like,
Файл вроде сейчас единственный русскоязычный гонки, не считая одной камеры. Еще.
We're really happy to teach you how to go fast, to help you master flight and Star Citizen. So, actually, this is a good time. Can I get you, Tent, to just talk about Frontier Consolidated and its racing team and what you do for them?
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, by all means, this is not unique to us, but Frontier Consolidated runs its racing team in-house.
Я даже, знаете, как-то лучше помню из того, что я просто банально выспался. Я помню, что вот этот участок я ночью очень запарывал, потому что тут пару поворотов таких, типа змейкой. Я реагировал иногда на них так, что надо дальше, короче, куда-то доворачивать.
Teach them the basics, get them out there in Aurora, get them carving up the tracks, and teach them the fundamentals so that they can then unleash their inner speed demon on the track. I know that other orgs also have similar training programs. I think Sanguis Luna in particular, Dirk is working on some fun stuff in that regard. And really that is, I think, the best piece of advice I can give.
Шанс того, что в гонке участвует Игорь, не равен. Ну или он точно где-то есть. Ну, здесь максимум только файла могут называть Игорем, но я не знаю его имя, я с ним не общался толком. У всех остальных иностранные имена. Так что если файл Игорь, то ладно. Если нет, то я даже не знаю, за кого ты голосуешь, потому что я других людей из здешнего ростера не знаю с таким именем. Или найди какого-нибудь Игоря, купи ему Star Citizen. И в гонке его. Вот как раз Карга Олимпик будет через месяц. Даже меньше, по-моему, в конце октября. То ли в конце октября, то ли в начале ноября, не помню. И будет Игорь. Если так хочется.
So Red Legion, we're trying to kind of grow our esports team a little bit more. Currently, the only for sure dedicated racer is me.
Так, они пока их ничего не предъявляют. Я тут этот файл держу в кадре подольше. Меня пока не заметили. Если что, файл сейчас на 4-м месте.
Just find an org that you get along with, and there almost every org out there has a racer. Somebody who's like into racing.
Сейчас пока по порядку. Fresh Playing Fox, Dude 3D, файл Сракав. Я надеюсь, правильно прочитал. У меня там просто чуть замылена таблица, у меня в качестве хером стрим включен. Як1, Херби, Rented Rich.
For the new Babbage Ghost here, Echo was doing a bunch of track nights so that we would you could do a bunch of practicing for the race, and everybody.
Я чувствую, сейчас еще пару раз на меня переключится, где будет дьюти файл, мне эхо скажет: все, братан, летай.
For information and flying styles.
Exactly right.
Сейчас выискиваем какую-нибудь пару.
Racers Astro looks like they've disconnected. I'm going to go over to the 50% marker until they get back.
You can search them up on Rocket Space Industries.
Не, все еще более-менее по треку рассосано. У меня самая ближайшая пачка гонщиков, которые держатся сразу за фрешем и Фоксом.
Oh, we've got most of the pack on 3 laps complete. Again,
Полечу за Херби с Фоксом. Но Херби отстает на круг от Фокса. Фокс сейчас, скорее всего, перегонит. Но если из того, что Херби разбился в целом, он тоже такой очень подкованный гонщик.
We did also have a great question in the chat from Typhoon again, who asked if they had enough fuel to fly the 2-hour straight or if they would need to refuel at some point. Now, normally they would actually need to refuel, but thanks to yet another fun Star Citizen bug, right now, hydrogen fuel is actually infinite. Don't tell anybody. I'm saving millions on fuel bills.
Yeah, anytime you pay for hydrogen fuel, you're actually being scammed by the game. The fastest way to test it is with the grav bikes. They run out of fuel immediately after 20 minutes of driving around, or just a really small snub, and you'll see.
Нравится, как со стороны хорошо видно, когда у всех бусты заканчиваются. Но сейчас вот они в туннеле медленно убагазовали относительно того, что ни у кого, видимо, бустов нет. Там внизу атмосфера еще плотнее, чем у меня тут.
Has served him well, as we mentioned, his 3-time Crux Cup Heavy Division champion.
Copy, thank you.
Definitely a racer to be watched.
Was that Herbie getting passed by playing Fox, or was that Herbie catching?
Блин, мне нравится, что Thunderwolf опять уже сдался.
Oh no, Herbie, he's on lap 2. Never mind.
И просто пошел висеть над треком.
There we go, here's Herbie. So that was playing Fox passing Herbie there.
Тяжела ноша игрока на джойстиках.
And a notification from our race director, Rentier Riche, has crashed. Unfortunate. Hopefully he was in a good spot and he can get back to the track quickly.
Yeah. Just to remind anyone that's tuning in, also thank you for the raids. We really appreciate it. We have a 50% rejoin marker, so as you can see, they're doing a very big track around New Babbage. It is the whole city that they have to fly around, so we do have a 50% rejoin point. If they get into the last half of the track, they can rejoin there and place more laps. Absolutely monstrous racetrack. I am definitely not the person to blame for these creations.
Yeah, no one would blame you for your racetrack being 143 kilometers and 76 checkpoints of utterly technical madness. It's really fun to fly, but we have to acknowledge the fact that this is absolutely a fearsome track. It is made to test the mettle of these pilots who are competing at the highest level that this game has to offer. And there we go through F-Lock. Absolutely majestic. Ooh, almost blacking out.
Hey, and they're playing Fox. Absolutely brutal G-forces at play here. We've included the most technical.
Ладно, на Дюду с файлом переключаемся.
To really show off what these
Они
racers
нагоняют.
and their mastery of the flight model.
Controversial opinion here. I hope they bring in coming G stamina. So like if you keep on going from negative to positive G's, your G tolerance will lower. I hope that becomes a thing, because that's a thing in real life. You don't want to. You don't ever want to do negative G's and then do positive G's right after that, because then you'll just black out so much faster.
And that would have a really strong impact on the way we race a lot of these tracks, because right now, we are very much focused on shifting the G's back and forth as fast as we can. You see that every time Fox is starting to gray out here, he'll roll a little bit to the side so that he can, instead of experiencing vertical G's, be experiencing lateral G's, using that to take the edge off, which the game will reward you quite nicely for. So the solution through most of the tight turns on this track is to roll either midway through them or immediately after completing them. so that you can have clean vision again, not be blacking out, not be risking trailing off into the distance and smashing into a building. None of which I've done before. I'm an absolutely flawless pilot. Never once in my life have I blacked out and splashed into the side of a building on this track. Specifically that one right there that we're looking at.
Yeah, totally. I've never blacked out doing F-lock. I've never blacked out even just straight off of the start rave again turn. No, never have I done that.
A lot. I've seen it.
Echo here, watching all the races, ready to rat us out.
And look, that's part of racing. Crashing is very normal. The difference between the average pilot and a racer is we get back in the cockpit and we try again. And that is how we master this flight model, by just constant practice and dedication and resilience to crashing. We just regen and keep going.
А чё, Херби разбился?
Crisis is coming to a conclusion.
Yeah, no way.
We don't have to worry about not respawning again, right? That's how that works.
Все, я живой?
Well, it comes with a cost now, so 100k for a mid-gel, and I think it's 50.
Сейчас файл, походу, Херби перегонит. Нет?
To respawn, so I'm interested to see how
бустов
that
не
plays out
хватает.
in the future.
Давай.
And as Death of a Spaceman comes on
Хотя это ничего файлу не даст, потому что Херби отстает от него на круг. Плюс-минус.
Shields will actually play a stronger part in keeping the racer alive, even if they do crash.
Файлу надо обогнать Зюда для первой тройки.
Some sort of blunt shield generator that can help survive a deadly impact with terrain or train lines, because we do want to become famous racers. We do want to build characters that have a persistent universe reputation.
Вроде обогнал или
we want
нет?
to survive at least a decent career, maybe
Да.
a year's worth of career before we have to retire them and come up with a new character to pass the reputation on. Yeah, I think that would be neat.
And we're seeing there on the OlegLaim file just very quickly cutting inside that corner around Omega Aerosports HQ to sneak in front of Herbie here as he tries to work his way up the ranks. Now chasing in on Rentier, going for a pass there as well.
We're gonna get really close in the next couple of turns.
We'll switch to Rentier's cam. Here we go as the pass happens.
Using precision cam.
Yeah, and using the precision aiming mode, definitely a good way to keep your view clean. Ooh, close pass there from File, but he's through.
There we go.
I actually find sometimes, depending on the ship, precision aiming mode actually gives you.
Где ближний план глубоко сопряжение болидов?
I think it might be just because
Мне сказано, что не. Трек тем более слишком сложный для этого. Мне нужен корабль, который очень сильно гоночные корабли превосходит, а мой талант понерфили.
Maybe that's the reason why they're always in precision mode. I know that I use precision mode mainly to
Так как, поскольку камер не очень много зачастую, у меня просят пресижа таргете. Синематик какой-нибудь будет, скорее всего, либо на Карго Олимпе, либо на Скарлет Апексе. Там формат гонки позволяет. Потому что когда гонка боевая, все гонщики там еще и дерутся параллельно этому, это прикольно. А так, меня искренне попросили, гонщики очень негодуют, когда видят гонку, где нет ников. Ну, еще комментаторам проще. Мне поэтому эхо сразу в личку направляет, куда мне, за кем лететь. Если она хочет конкретно там, чтобы я попреследовал кого-то. Ну, еще смотрят, где ситуации очень близкие. Заказ, короче, ну. Не, я просто не против. Просто меня попросили. Я как бы такой, ну ладно. Синематиком поснимаем, когда будет формат. Потому что, типа, я вот синематиком врублю, и у меня там будет просто одна свистулька какая-то, хрен пойми кто. Потому что трек очень быстрый. Все летают очень быстро, мелкие при этом корабли. Синематиком хорошо снимать, когда есть еще крупные корабли, то есть. Когда, например, у нас был на Кракскапе смешанный класс, и на какой-нибудь Хулце. У меня был этот, типа, вот я Хулце снимал, у меня там этот один кадр был очень крутой, где у меня Геркулес перегоняет, а я, короче, центрировался на Хулце и дальний план на Геркулес, который обгоняет. То есть крутился в противоположную сторону от него. Это было очень классно, мне понравилось. В формате этих свистков, которые без маркеров не видно. О! Рич отвалился. Он врезался в эту зону запретную. Гриферами на них охотятся, тиги взялись за них. Вроде что-то делают. Если ты по теме написания того, что было на нашем ивенте, лучше Турбича спроси, он тебе более актуальный конкретный ответ даст.
Look at this, just absolutely smooth, nice slow turns to not affect your aero profile that much, not creating too much drag.
Олег, я понял, я не думал, что если со стороны организатора гонки рекомендую регламент. Регламента как такового нет, мы просто обсуждаем, типа, вот как можно лучше. Типа, вот я поснимал. По-моему, меня просить начали после гонки на перегринах. Да, на перегринах Ignition Expo в прошлом году. Потому что там было не очень понятно. То есть я в целом за ними успевал. Но, честно говоря, со стороны стрима я начал понимать, еще и по комментариям Дернка, что не очень понятно, кто есть где. Лучше... А вот лучше на таких разнесенных трассах быстрых показывать хотя бы, ну, геометрию уровня тогда уже по возможности и хотя бы ник. Потому что, типа, я вот могу, например, у меня забинжена камера включить вот так вот. Оно прикольное на переходе одном. Ну и все. Я поэтому и забиндил. Hydrophobic coatings or even wax at a certain point would be more than enough. Well, короче, чуть-чуть более техническую часть захотелось подтянуть там. Ну, я по возможности летаю, потому что смотрю, ну, Вульф, например, не вывозят летать за гонщиками. Я поэтому вот нашел, например, максимально быстрый корабль, чтобы это делать. То есть у меня корабль летит, ну, так же, как и их. Только я могу вот так вот лететь, там, в бок, немного вверх. Потому что 400 метров в секунду даже для обычного корабля все эти за не взять в атмосфере в такой, ну, сложновато. И что при этом еще как-то полубоком летать и крутиться. Поэтому смотрю, что Тандервуль сдался и тупо висит над треком, потому что он взял этот Пайсис. Ну давай за Екадином полетаем, что я обделил вниманием. Да, вообще план нужен со всеми звоночками. Ну, короче, когда как, на конкретную гонку обсуждаем. Вот, будет какой-то вот боевая закрытая гонка, скорее всего, синематика будем побольше. В нынешнем формате нет, когда одни свистки, не вариант. Вариантом это было еще, когда баг на скорость с квантодвигателем на Фьюри был. Он позволял сильно опережать гонщиков. Потому что для того, чтобы так гоняться с синематиком, нужно иметь корабль, который превосходит характеристики гоночных кораблей хотя бы в 1,5 раза. Ну, для комфорта. Потому что можно-то и на корабле такого же уровня выжимать из себя соки, но это натурально быть гонщиком. А в перспективе 10 минут это да, в перспективе 2 часов беспрерывного полета с камерой, когда желательно всегда иметь что-то в кадре, не сойдет. Короче, ситуация. И еще раньше эту штуку не использовали, потому что Precision таргета нет. Он же не так давно добавлен в игру. Вот сейчас есть Precision таргет, у него все хорошо выглядит. Даже больше скажу, циги кое-что пофиксили в последнем патче. Precision таргет на всех кораблях теперь выносит камеру за корабль. Раньше внутри корабля было, и даже на первом заезде в Лорвилле у меня была ситуация, что у меня просто вся лобовуха в воде. Сейчас они все камеры вынесли наружу абсолютно.
When you're racing, you don't notice it much, but you're just absolutely flying past these obstacles and stuff, and just to have the subtle control to not hit something right after you take G's like.
Ну, после личных гонок тебе не светится. Не. Не-не-не. Это все согласовывается. Если мне лень, я в этом говорю, но мне когда лень обычно, ну, я не знаю, я либо более общий ракурс беру, либо как-то вот. Например, вот сейчас вот отпускаю руки, я могу вот в таком пролете условно какое-то время побыть. Так, у меня выносливость хорошая. Я 24-часовую гонку стримил. Ты знаешь, с кем ты связался? Причем, честно, налетал там 19 или 20 часов.
The better your aerodynamics work. So racers want to be going as fast as possible, and they will utilize their boost to get the higher top speed.
Так что у меня с выносливостью проблем нет, учитывая, что я абсолютно все облегчаю. То есть я, например, там я вот коврик для мыши пластиковый использую, глайды с минимальным трением. Но это я делаю не из-за ситизена, а просто мне комфортно, когда я меньше усилий прикладываю ко всему. Даже, скорее всего, клаву какую-нибудь. Блин, надо, знаешь, это низкопрофильную клавиатуру использовать на гонках. У меня есть такая от Фортека, но ножничная. Единственная проблема в том, что я нажатия не чувствую на ней. Она слишком низкопрофильная. Я могу там втопить, просто не понять.
To bring it up, we're past the halfway point, okay?
Alright, it's time for the 350R discussion. Should we get it out of the way? Tell us about the
Ну, это я ее смотрел, ну вот.
You can't open the canopy, so the rain gets stuck on it no matter what. It's a fun ship to fly. You really have to just like throw the butt end of it out to do most of these turns, which actually makes a lot of tracks really fun.
Хорошо, летать не проблема. Конечный ракурс... О, снимать ракурса чисто из-за особенностей гонки, никак. Нет, постоянно хочется еще в отеле врубать камеру, синематик, но из того, что это стартовая зона, она вызывает паралак небольшой. У меня во время пролага управлять трудно. Даже вот если сейчас взять какой-нибудь... Вот так, только если как-то. Ну, еще в этом плане Эхо мне может в личку вот написать, когда мне кого преследует, но она пока молчит. Когда она молчит, я преследую кого-то рандомного и высматриваю толпу. Например, Херби и Шакаф. Ой, Саркаф. Как его правильно произносить? Она на русском не очень звучит. Вот к этой кучке подобьюсь.
If you're going to aspire to this luxurious racing standard, why did Origin remove the wet bar? Because if you're in your 300, you know, you can make yourself a cup of coffee. You could, you know, probably pull a beer out of the fridge and drink that on the finish line. But in the 350, nothing.
Yeah, I don't. Like they'll take out the wet bar, but they won't take out the shower. Like it doesn't quite make sense. Like, oh, it's a racing ship, but we'll keep the shower and all the water in there.
Well, I mean, I
And
guess
the bed.
granted, if you're hot bunking with a co-pilot,
А как раз таки не замолкает, то голосок на законе не смолкает. Ну, какая наша ведущая стрима?
do you want him to have a shower in between stints? I mean, it's a fair trade-off.
Они буквально сейчас техническая часть стрима висит.
I like the 350.
А так не,
I
она
don't,
молчит иногда просто.
I don't expect them to be touching it for a while.
В целом хотя бы понемногу
because they have a
говорит,
lot of
потому что ей
things,
приходится организационные
especially
вопросы
with the
иногда
light
решать.
model that they're
Ну и
supposedly
технически.
in Evo doing like stuff like that, so it's going to be interesting to see
Oh.
with all that stuff, whatever happens.
And how many racing ships can say they have 6 SEU? Like, just casually able to carry? Like, it's awesome for little small delivery races. We included it as part of the delivery challenge. So it was something that you could pick there for the amateurs that are doing new babbage gas on their amateur side of the competition. Yeah, and I think you were gonna race it, but you ran out of time, Mav. But I'd
Yeah, I
love to
was
see
going-
you race it in the delivery challenge.
I was going to do the delivery challenge, I just ended up by not having enough time with real life events to actually.
Так, лайфхак для стримов, держи всегда комментаторский состав.
Learn the track
И всё.
forward. I learned the track,
У нас
I
там
just didn't
комментаторский состав
end up
потенциально,
having
это
enough time
человек,
to do the challenge.
блин, ну 8 или 10, наверное.
Just had, fresh
Ну, не в плане то, что они на одном стриме сидят, там на стриме обычно одном, 2 или 3,
7th lap,
не считая эхо.
6 minutes 17 seconds, so not quite matching
Но
that
это намного
6:10
упрощает
pace
ее
from the
работу.
previous lap, but still absolutely gaining
Сейчас,
ground
например,
at
Тинт
speed.
и Canadian Maverick.
And we are now 15 minutes away from Starset, which is gonna add a whole
Так, из
new
постоянных
level of
комментаторов у нас там вот Папа Джиггернаут, Red Monster,
Where
Ленц,
was the hardest part for you,
гонщики иногда подтягиваются,
during
типа
your
Экодина
early
и Дернка,
with
потому что
Starset?
они в
Was
целом
it,
медиа
just
ведут еще.
at the setting? Was it,
Даже Фидокол.
was it a
иногда.
specific corner that was really dark, or?
I think there's two sections. There's a couple of
Кто-то у
corners
нас еще
where the
есть
sun is just
Крончи.
directly in your face when it's on either horizon. But
Боюсь кого-то
the
забыть.
section that our camera feed here is actually coming up to, where you're flying very low to the ground over the trees, gets infinitely more nerve-wracking in the dark because you're having to ping to pick out those snow-covered trees against the background at all. It's already, as you can see here, very low contrast with the
Stealth
sunlight
tree
coming at an
obstacles.
angle. Yep, and just grazing any
У нас
one of
вроде еще
those
кто-то из
with the wing,
гонщиков.
that's all she wrote for that razor, because at these speeds,
Я просто не помню.
you're not
Я вот
surviving
Екодина
it
просто
just
помню,
about
и Дернка у них яркая очень такая внешность, ну и Тинт в какой-то степени гонщик.
They will blow you up instantly. We can't knock them over yet with the force and mass of our ships. So it's basically a
А, это
minefield
Торнадо
with
Дэш,
lots of
точно.
force when you
Один из
have
недавних,
cavalry
он
race.
комментатор
Over
этих
them, Skydraff again.
виртуальных заездов на лодках. Я забыл, как оно называется. Есть вот эти вот лодки очень быстрые, которые типа чуть ли там не крыло, посаженные на воду. Я постоянно забываю, как они называются, но на комментаторы его вот в Анзе позвали, его тоже нравится, как понимаю. Я просто не помню, как эти лодки называются, потому что я ими не интересовался. Видел только всякие видосы, как они взлетают.
Would you like to have a look at our position change chart to also study and explain to the viewers what they're looking at as well?
Absolutely, I love this chart. It's my favorite.
Here you go.
There we go. So you can see how the positions have moved across the race. Fresh has held strong with his lead, but you can see a sharp swing up from that 7th place position off the grid. By playing Fox, you managed to duck all of the crashes and put down an absolutely blistering time. Again, Fox's fastest lap today has been a 6:19, so absolutely crushing the pace. He and Fresh are the only ones who are clearing a 6:20 so far. I know a lot of these racers can do it, but under these conditions, it can be really tough to make it happen. So, Dude 3D obviously lost a little ground to playing Fox catching up and taking over the field, but has been flying steady and holding his position. Small
Я
gain
за
there from
Фрешем
Fire
погоняемся.
in our big crossover
Взбодрюсь.
second lap.
Пока Фреш стабильно первое место держит.
Looking at playing Fox, speaking of playing Fox,
Файл
I'm
сейчас
looking at his
еще
time for
четвертый.
the time trial portion of this,
Начал с 5-го места и сейчас
the new
четвертый.
Epic Ghost Grand Prix
Таблица.
here. He put down a 6 minutes 34 seconds. His fastest lap is 6 minutes and 19 seconds.
And see, knowing what I know about Fox, what that tells me is that he forgot he needed to submit a time trial run or practice for this event until the week it was due, and very quickly rushed to put a run in. There it is.
Yep. And then he said to me, he'll do it live.
Yep, and then he sat there and he did his practice runs and he got his grinding in the week after submitting his qualifying run for this race. And we're now seeing the fruits of that practice on full display here today. Oh, and a crushing crash for Herbie. You hate to see it.
Now I will switch to the Sanguiswina pit crew team. Let's show one of the racing teams and how they're supporting Herbie our races today. So here they've got Sber, Polaris with a whole bunch of races.
На чем Фреш летает? Они все летают на стоковых разорах. Это гонка исключительно стоковых разоров.
Coming out here, bringing out the capital ships, loading them with Sbere racing ships for our racers to get back into the field as quickly as possible. Amazing. I just love the cooperation in this community.
Вон даже так, может быть, видно будет.
Yeah, it just shows there's so much more to racing than just actually racing. So if you're not into like flying fast at high speeds at low altitudes around objects, like being a logistical pilot that can help with bringing razors onto a capital ship, or and just helping your team that way really helps out, and a part of racing too, and especially with the cargo Olympics coming up too. It's good chance to show that your org or your group of friends is like the best at loading and unloading in a small amount of time.
I agree, and you're allowed to back those race teams up in Cargo Olympics with your org mates, so they can sign up and support your racing team on the day and take them through as they try and race cargo across the West. Really looking forward to that one as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking from my own experience with the Frontier race team, we had Lampus and Nafty out a couple weeks ago supporting me during the Super Dragon Tofu Run race that we had, loading up an Idris with extra razors for me so that I could launch straight out the front every time I crashed.
Сейчас пока не меня, можно пить водичка.
Benefit to your times overall. As we mentioned, it's about a minute and a half difference between launching from Port Tressler here.
Единственная такая из того, что не так сильно вертят от аэродинамики, я не могу кнопками управлять.
We also we very frequently rely on our org for all kinds of things, be that fundraising for ships.
Что иногда пользуются такой фигней, что из-за того, что корабль ведет носом, я мог типа какой-то заворот камеры делать чисто за счет стрейфа. Здесь я могу, например, стрейф сделать резкий, но меня развернет почти на 90 градусов сразу.
Helping you out, just keeping your spirits up while you're grinding to get these times as fast as you can and get your practice time in so that you're able to kind of fly without thinking on race day and fight through the nerves.
Yeah, thank you to our viewers also cheering on the races and also the races. I've got Jelly in chat talking about how Sanguis have been incredible, saving their races from many mistakes. Yeah, we appreciate and love everyone all the good citizens were Star Citizen. Sunset, no sign of the weather picking up. Wind is still pretty dead, which is a little bit of a contrast to the USA race that we had. There's just nothing, like no fog, there's no snow particles near the ground. Wow, they're having a very lucky racing.
I don't know whether to be
dynamic
glad for
weather
them
experience.
or whether to wish the worst for them. Because I want them to suffer just a little bit with what we
Just
had
a
to
little
fight
bit.
through earlier.
Yeah.
And
They're gonna
you
have,
never know, the
what is
race
it, an
isn't
hour
done
at
yet.
night? Yeah, that's right. They've
That's
got an
true, we
hour
have-
at night, so they'll suffer at least a little bit that way.
Блин, а не уточнил.
Well, and,
Точно.
if we get
Фреш,
up to those,
помимо того, что у него просто
those
разор, он
full
еще и
hurricane
красный.
force winds
Это чтобы ты
in
понимал
pitch black,
скоростные
that is gonna
характеристики.
be the absolute
хода.
worst case for these guys, and we will see the times take a hit as a result, to be sure. And speaking of times, we've just had Jacket and Cross for his 8th lap, which means most of our field is now on lap number 9. And the total spread from 1st to 6th place right now is still only 3 minutes and 20 seconds. So this is still very much a race that could go any way with a single surprise crash. Because as we mentioned, those crashes can, take 1.5 to 3 minutes to recover from, and depending on how far you were into a track section when you crashed, you can add on another up to 3.5 minutes for that.
Everyone's
So-
been so consistent,
It's
but
the morning
the
and dusk
not
all
having
the
any wind turbulence is definitely helping them.
Yeah, these racers are absolutely flying super clean, super consistent, and I'm glad to see that they're all flying safe. We had some really tight overtakes and passes, but it does look like everybody's giving each other a safe distance and is making sure that they have the space and the speed to pass before they go for anything too insane.
Well, looks like chat is about to
Yeah,
try
no, I've
to
only got
do
one.
a
I've
storm
only got
summoning
one,
ritual.
sorry,
In between Ricky and FD.
Look, if you want Stormbreaker, you have to go to Pyro and you'll have to get the egg and then bring it all the way out here and put it on Microtech's cooling tower.
Yeah.
Whose camera is this we have right now? Who's trailing
This
Herbie
is playing
here?
Fox right next to Herbie. We're having
Ooh,
a battle
okay, yep,
right here.
and
Are they all
there's
the same one?
pass.
Here we go, there's Herbie.
No,
Fox,
playing
Fox,
Fox,
Fox.
is a bit ahead.
I see. But Herbie, getting out of the way there and allowing playing.
Все,
Fox
Фокса
is
упомянули, к
good.
Фоксу
We
летим.
have to see that sportsmanship.
Погнали.
Absolutely, and these passes, just to be clear, are absolutely as dangerous for the person being passed as they are for the person doing the passing. Any bump at these speeds is almost certain to be fatal, and even when it's not, the damage that gets done to these ships, as we discovered earlier today, will definitely deactivate the speed bug that these players are relying on to achieve these speeds. So if you're not familiar
That's
with
right, you
the,
encountered that, didn't you?
I
Was it
did.
a piece of the wing that fell off that did it?
Well, so from my perspective, nothing fell off. We were having a little bit of server desync there, but my guess is that I lost one of the nose fins when Neojet and I had a little desync boop. Neither of us blew up, which was great, but my ship's speed immediately went to hell. But
That's
yeah, if you're
really
not
good to
familiar with
know.
the speed bug in this iteration of the game, because CIG is laying out the groundwork for future flight models, we currently have a situation where if you set your ship's
Да,
engine
Рич,
power
конечно, очень.
at a high altitude or
медленно
out of
едет.
space, it readjusts the drag
Он вообще 3
values
круга
of the
всего
ship,
сделал.
and they don't get checked again as long as you don't change anything that would affect them once you're down in atmosphere. So our racers are up in orbit, setting their engine power to full, and then flying the ships down directly so that they can fly at the absolute top speed with minimum drag. And this is actually something we've
Continue.
encouraged them to do because the higher speeds are letting them race more safely. As we've mentioned, the faster the ship is going, the
Блин,
more
не помню,
wind
тут
you're
из стафа
getting over the
висел.
wings, the
Аккуратно.
better the lift and turning profile.
Главное
of
не
the ship.
вмазаться.
So we have encouraged all of them to
Exactly
take
right.
full advantage of this bug.
And who doesn't like going fast? My goodness, it's so good. I really kind of hope this is the new speed that we get when we do get
Who is
the
Rich?
top speeds. It kind of feels like it.
Рентер Рич.
I'm really
Есть
keen to
просто
see the
гонщик.
flight model.
Первое слово трудно произносить зачастую, я его забываю, поэтому просто Рич называют. Да и вот там тоже называют Ричом часто. Я не знаю, кто это и откуда. А вот в прошлой гонке я просто заметил, что он в целом так медленно гоняет. Поэтому предположил, что либо новичок, либо не знаю.
So for me, I mean, it's been locked in SCM for a long time. I really hope that when Master Modes is, or Nav Mode is killed, I should say, and the Fury aUEC can be unlocked and be unrestricted, that it comes back into its own and finds a place in racing. And I really
Сейчас, кстати,
love
час
the
гонки
sheer
прошел.
thruster designs, the gimbal, all balanced in all directions, and I really hope it can become an awesome space racer in the game. I think it's got a place to just feel incredibly balanced in space. It doesn't have to be the best atmospheric racer, but I'd love to see some more space racing tracks and the Fury aUEC make a comeback.
Absolutely, would be fantastic to see. So, I mean, Mav, how are you hoping the 350 changes? Do you just want it to be faster in a straight line, or are you hoping for more maneuvering, or?
I am hoping that the 350 changes in a way that it, to the point where kind of like the Peregrine flies right now. Because
just a
the
note, racers,
Peregrine's
we
pretty
have about
fast
an
right
hour
now
left in the
patch.
race, and it does seem like the wind
It's
is
also really
starting to pick up.
maneuverable. What I would like to see with the 350R is that it's fast in a straight line. Might not have the turning that capabilities that all the other racing ships are, but
Playing
I'd like it
Fox.
to at least be able to actually
Copy, thank you.
maintain a. Oh, there we go. We got another crash.
Playing Fox crash.
Unfortunate from Playing Fox, and that looks to be right before the halfway point.
Yep,
So
we'll
they
have
might
to see if,
It's hard to
race
say if they'll
direction
give
is
it
going
to
to give
him.
it to him.
Noise. It's up to Noise. It's on that grey line of like, should we give it to them or not? Noise will give us a ruling, and I'm sure Noise is listening in. He will probably give us an update live as well.
Yes. Speaking of the dangers of flying in the dark, that is absolutely one of them. That's one of those little terrain features that can really easily sneak up on you when there's no contrast to pick it out against the background.
Yeah, with the back to the 350R, I wish it basically I just want it to be able to turn at the high speed, kind of like take advantage of the big lift profile that the wings of it will get. But other than that, like I see that Nafty would like to see all the hard points go on the racing ships. I don't know. I think I'd like to see the 350R only have one instead of three. I'd like to see because with Crux Cup and Anzia we do combat racing too. So if we lose all those hard points, you can't really do much for combat racing other than just racing actual fighters. But who knows? That could mix up the pool.
Do you want to see it lose the hard points, or do you want to see it get droppable fuel tanks?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
That'd be cool, just having the losing the nose.
Срок на прямо астромедика? Да не. Я, кстати, так и не понял, мы зачитали. Если я не понял, то что астромедик это типа чекпоинт. Если ты типа умираешь после того, как пролетел астромедика, ты начинаешь с его точки, а не со стартовой линии. Я не услышал, они подтвердили, что типа ему можно вернуться, или там он не пролетел определенный участок.
So giving us a meaningful reason to add weight would be an absolute game changer in terms of how we think about our ships.
just an update. Noise reports Playing Fox will be given the 50% rejoin, which I think is very fair. That's very nice of you, Noise. Yeah, they were right there. Just well, like 1 more 10. So they were basically.
Ну, понимаю, разрешили.
Playing Fox returning at that Astro.
Also, yeah, on-ship customization. This is something CRG has done. So when they have removed hard points from racing ships, let's take the Fury Alex for example. They wrote that you know, they added extra winglets, and those winglets came with extra maneuvering thrusters. So I would, and we've also got bomb racks as well. So I would love to see a fuel rack added to the game, where you could choose to add a little bit of weight but go further. And when we do endurance racing for 24 hours, there is a place for that. Not just exploration gameplay, but racing. Make good use of that too. We'll throw a bit of weight on if it means we can go for longer.
We can go extra fuel. Sorry, go ahead.
In the chat, completely right. We need more red and orange paints, specifically orange paints. And like, if anybody from CIG is listening, I'm going to take this moment to stand on my soapbox and tell you that I love that you've put orange accents on a lot of paints recently.
Alright, racers, looks like we are getting the hurricane force type winds entering the
that I can paint orange, and that makes me sad. I want more orange spaceships.
More bright orange would be good. I do like the Halloween ones that we got, but I'd love to see just more straight orange, bright orange, and of course red. I love red. But we've gotten red recently on the Razor. Most of them are rocking that paint today, which is lovely to see. Red definitely does go faster. So does orange too. Orange is blazing fast, fire fast.
Yep, and just to update everybody on how the race is progressing, we are now just over an hour into our race time. There are 55 minutes remaining before.
Нет, вовремя меня переключили.
And as of right now, we've got Fresh on 10 laps, being followed up by Playing Fox, Do 3D File, and Senior Calf, all on 9 laps. Jacketed on 9 laps as well.
Я начал искать, блин, гонщиков.
With that crash, it looks like Dude 3D has just overtaken Playing Fox. So this is kind of what we've been talking about today, where these crashes are massively detrimental. When the difference between two racers is 10-20 seconds, you can lose 10 laps of progress in a single crash. So Fox is definitely going to be pushing as hard as he can, trying to make that distance up once he's back on the course.
And going to Jelly's comment of bare metal.
Мой файл
paint, so we
разбился.
save weight and have no paint. You know, we need bare metal and a racing flame to add 5 horsepower. You know, the flame sticker.
Вот оно, проклятие камеры. Я только на него посмотрел.
Always add 5 horsepower, so.
I'd see this is where I think I kind of fall back
File
on
crash.
my origins in space racing and space gaming in Elite. I really want not so much to start with a ship that is bare metal, but I want to finish an endurance race with a ship that is halfway to bare metal.
I kept my I had a mole that was with the paint degradation. I've had a mole that has been pretty close to actually being pretty much all rusted out. One patch after using it and didn't die or claim it because I wanted to see how far I could go with the paint being worn down by the I think that's Maelstrom, or like the first iteration of Maelstrom with the paint wearing off.
It's just a wear and tear system. It is lovely to see, and I know that it's also going to be important for us when we get org paints and org themes.
Мне хочу попытаться, типа, задом заход сделать в этом участке, но что-то и не уходит, тяги не хватает.
But yeah, we should definitely capture some of the wear and tear that happens in endurance races. But also I want to see, like, Pet Crew get some extra things to do, like touching up the paint.
Привет, как дед? Так же, как и бабка.
File rejoin at 50%.
Then the Pet Crew takes fix it,
Thank
and
you.
then they work on it and then put it back out.
Когда еще так
For circulation.
на сменные ночи
The wind
наблюдаешь
here is awesome in this game. It's beautiful.
наблюдаешь за гонками. В суете игры получится пролетишь день сразу ночь.
Speaking of CitizenCon, what are you guys hoping to see?
Ooh,
I wanna
that's
see their
a
progress.
dangerous question.
I want to see the what they decided on for the recon.
Я только проснулся. Поздравляю тебя. Возьми с полки напечатанный на 3D принтере пирожок
I don't think that will be there. I think they're gonna keep that pretty close to their
и сломай
chest
все
until they're
эти
about to actually release it.
проставки для него,
Just
напечатанные
what they
принтером.
reconcepted it would be nice to see for me.
We might get that around IAE actually when they do the look at the ships. Although
Блин, не.
in CitizenCons they usually do like a the
Пара
silhouette thing.
всё
Maybe the
ещё.
Falcon will actually be in that
Дым
silhouette
засвечивает.
slideshow.
Вернее, туман здешний.
Ships we hope to release next year. That'd be cool.
Speaking of that, I hope they reveal the one Drake-looking ship that naturally.
Не
tells
знаю, я,
what
наверное,
it
после гонки тоже
is,
спать пойду.
'cause
Что я прям сижу.
I think that's the one ship that
Yeah, show us the
Хорошо.
nobody knows. Yeah, nobody knows too much. Like, what the heck is that ship?
Yeah, what was that B-wing, that big tall thin thing that looked like a command module with Corsair wings above and below? Yeah, looks very interesting.
Drake Flappy Bird.
I think I'm with Ricky. I really, really want to see the Ranger. I don't think we will, but I will always hold out hope. Anytime they do a big event, that we're gonna see some space motorcycles.
I agree, and I feel like ground vehicles are on my to-do list, and when they hit ground vehicles with priority, we're gonna see a sudden surge of them. I really hope to see the Ranger being at the forefront of those coming out as well. I really want our motorbike so we can do an Ignition Expo with the Ranger RC, and then later a Mountains of Mayhem with the TR. Oh my god,
crashed.
we can just make it the biker class that year just to be like, cool, it's just wheels. There's no point
Who
in
was that?
having grappling because it's really fast. Just come and enjoy some silly wheel combat racing together.
Copy.
Yep, and I do hope that one day we see a return of the Cyclone RC boost in the same vein. We now have a whole sort of generation of racers who have never experienced 200-mile-an-hour rocket jumping across the surface of Daymar, and that to me is a shame.
Oh, we might get
That was
another
really fun,
swap
that
of
was the thing.
position here. With
Oh,
Dude
yes.
Comment,
Oh.
with Dude 3D.
Они, походу, не теле ради гонки включили, да нет? В начале первой было. Говорю, там был прикольный вид, снежный. Да и снег, честно говоря, не особо мешает летать, потому что когда летишь, он не так визуально засирает, как дождь.
Anywhere from 3 to 2 to 3 places really are up for grabs there, shifting up a spot with the gaps between them.
Amazing. D3D, I want to talk a little bit about. I actually kind of met them a little bit more. They've been racing the Crux Cup for a long time. They came when the Arena Commander goes for around. They started racing Crux Cup when I started race officiating in 2017. So they know me from all the way back then, running the first couple of Crux Cups, and they took a break for a while, and then they returned in 2023, and decided to try PE racing, and here they are, showing their mastery of flight. They just like to race solo. You know, they get team offers every so often from different organizations and that. But he's just like, you know, I'm just out here to have fun and show what I can do, and I really love going fast. He's an absolute racer spirit, that boy. So it was really nice to meet you and get to know you a bit more, Dude 3D. We love to see you racing and keep up your currently second. Hold that if you can for another 47 minutes. You got this.
Meanwhile, we are definitely seeing an expansion of Fresh's lead with those two crashes. Fresh having clocked in his 11th lap a couple minutes ago now.
File
and
another
no one has
crash.
managed to join him yet on
Copy.
lap number
Но
12.
пошла череда невезения файла.
Yes, Fresh coming up on the Omega Aerosports HQ section of the track. This one, definitely one of the ones we get closest to the ground. You got something?
File looks like we got a file crash.
So I see something in the distance what looks like an exploded ship, but it's not going away, and it's super
That's gonna give Herbie some time to catch up. Hopefully File can get back out there, supported by
same, I'm seeing
Expanse
it too.
Union today.
Yeah, just about 2 minutes between them.
Looks like a reclaimer's
Nope, I can't read time.
headlights.
That's
Yeah,
quite a
there
bit
is a
more than
reclaimer
2 minutes,
overhead
so
with the
Herbie
headlights
may
on,
not be able to close the
heading
gap
towards the
between
spaceport.
being off ground.
Definitely possible.
Hopefully
We got
Swift
Ryan
respawn
D.
for File. We'd love to see you out here on the track as quickly as possible.
We see Neojet in the chat there cheering for
Shouldn't be allowed
Calf.
in that hole, to be honest.
Everybody in the chat definitely should cheer for their favorite racer. If you don't have a favorite, just pick one. It's okay. Everybody,
Senior Calf,
everybody
he's right here
should
in
be a
front.
fan of somebody.
Yeah.
File rejoin at
actually,
the 50% line.
Is it Plain Fox? They're 3 seconds behind Senior Calf right now, and we are actually seeing a battle for
File
position
rejoin
in the order.
50%.
Am I not mistaken on that?
I think
That looks to be correct. Yep. Playing Fox looking for the overtake on Calf. About 10 seconds difference in their fastest laps, but with the storm settling in here, with seeing the snow effects rolling and nighttime having fallen, I'm not sure how much of that difference will be erased.
watching, seeing them do their different boost timings. Playing Fox slightly coming up.
Fox definitely pushing his luck a little bit with these corners, letting the tail swing out dangerously wide, trying to gain a little bit of a time advantage here, and it is working. He's gaining ground, but
I think Senior might have just taking that turn a little bit wider than Fox.
Senior Calf is not giving up
okay,
his position easily.
Big desync bubble.
Dude, rejoining Astro.
They're still 200 meters from each other. This is crazy.
Neck and neck, and Calf taking the high line, which is definitely advantageous from a speed perspective. The atmosphere at Microtech being fairly short from top to bottom means that the higher you go, very quickly you find the faster you go as the air thins out pretty quickly. There's about a 15% difference in thickness from the ground to the top of this track in terms of height. And that translates to 50 to 100 meters a second of additional speed in actual sort of race terms.
Oh, and dude,
File cache.
Joining the
Опять.
joining the race here.
Что-то файлу прям не везет у него.
Halfway point, and now it is back to a tight pack.
У него типа вот он нормально ездит, ну летит типа, и вот в какой-то момент что-то начинается патч, потому что в прошлый раз так же было.
Flying Fox has taken the pass there, and is now trailing Dude 3D. But they're still close together. As you can see, Senior Calf still has boost.
Is that a second crash for File, or are we hearing about a new the old one again?
Oh,
Yeah,
give us
that
an
seems
update,
a little
guys.
bit. That File down again, FT says.
Ooh, that is tough, and
that
especially when you're
Но файл уже до 6-го места опустился из-за столкновений.
It can be difficult to rejoin tightly with the track. There we go. Fed confirming new crash. That is rough.
Yeah,
So
especially at
again,
night. Sorry.
That again gives Herbie a little bit of room to gain ground, push up, maybe try and get a lap on File. and at least force file to try and overtake him again, giving him a little bit more security in his position.
Yeah, it looks like sometimes, like, especially when I don't know if this is the case, but especially when rejoining, coming down from orbit, the ground might sneak up on you a little bit faster depending on the angle you're coming in to rejoin the track. Could definitely pancake into the ground by accident if you take too sharp of an angle down.
And it looks like we're seeing a pretty strong difference in racing lines and boosting strategies from Calf and Dude, who have traded positions again. And we can see Dude now back to putting the pressure on Calf as they come into the Jez Jig.
Но они вообще его полное имя не произносят, то с Ракаф они просто Каф говорят.
I suspect this may be a place where Dude can pick up a lot of time. Oh, no, looks like it may be just the opposite.
File rejoin
Calf
at
may be
Astro.
able to increase his lead through the Jez Jig.
Different timing.
Repeating file rejoin at Astro.
Conservation, like and regen methods, just kind of give you distance, kind of throws you off a little bit.
And
I know
also
there's one.
Just risk tolerance as you're coming through some of these really tight, weavy sections. How much you're willing to gamble on a crash to gain some ground can really make a huge difference in how quickly you can move through.
And there's Fire, looks like File's back on the track, rejoining at 50% there. Hang in there, Fire!
And there are just 40 minutes of racing remaining. Our leader currently on 12 laps. Looks like a little over halfway through lap number 13. And the rest of the field struggling to keep up, but absolutely crushing it with consistency.
Yeah, I haven't seen a season crash from Brantier in a while, so I think they're doing really good. Probably going to actually get the distance done that they need to at this pace. Taking it nice and nice and slow. Like I believe their last lap time, it looks like it was 17 minutes. That must have been they must have crashed probably, and we missed it. But either way, like it's definitely, you know, consistency. Just at this point, just consistent and safe.
Play it safe, particularly at night. This is the most dangerous condition. And that, and when weather gets added with wind turbulence, just play it safe races. Nighttime is dangerous.
Ooh, playing it a little loose there with the track boundary, but getting it under control.
Thank you.
Hang in there, Heavy.
For most of these turns, our racers are limited to the height of the building that they're flying next to, or in the case of these buildings with landing pads, typically they're restricted to the height of the landing pad as they go around the corners.
Oh no, just I'm sorry, Rantier. I didn't mean to talk about you and make you crash. No,
it's all our fault. We're so sorry.
Рантерич крашнулся.
I think we need to talk about Fresh a little bit more, maybe. And
yeah, let's switch to the Fresh cam. How's Fresh?
Yeah, how's Fresh doing? Yeah.
He's coming up on his teammate, Jacqueline.
And we see the absolutely bonkers gamma settings that the racers enable for contrast when they're flying at night here. This just kind of surreal look at the world, just to eke out a little bit of visibility in the absence of a true night vision system.
So for anyone wondering, this is what the game looks like normally at night, but we're also allowed to use Reshade, which interacts with the post-processing and the pixels of the game, and you can enhance the brightness of those pixels to give you this sort of low light effect. Reshade is okay to use, I just saw fresh fly over a whole bunch of razor corpses and ghosted. That is a very interesting sight. But there you go. So that's what this night vision effect is. Reshade if you're interested in looking it up.
It's
I
free.
just saw Fresh there completing lap number 13. Definitely on pace for 19, but we'll have to see if he can find the little bit of extra pace to clinch up that 20th lap that he needs to 100% guarantee his pole position for race day. And Dude and Calf still battling. Fantastic to see close racing. I feel like this is where they started battling a full lap ago, and they're still neck and neck.
Продолжение гонки. Суммарно 2 часа, осталось 36 минут.
We saw this about in the 24-hour race that we ran, where someone would put another faster racer in front of them, and they would just follow them around and study their race strategy as well. And actually ended up improving their lap times. I saw it with the Black Star racing team. I believe Bill Boy was chasing Fish for a while and just sort of copying his line, copying his boost strategy, and just sort of learning from him in the field, which is really cool to see. So Dude might be studying, seeing your calf here a bit.
And Ricky from the Sire Pit crew in the chat here reporting that Calf does not have city lights visible right now due to a bug, and that he has no reshade active. So he is flying in the very dark. Oh,
Very
and
dark,
Wow.
probably pinging every second to.
with an overtake, but will it stick? Oh, nope.
Who has got the most boost? This is it. Are they matching here on this corner? Dude in front. But Dude has the boost, at least for now.
Dude in front, but I don't know how much boost he's holding after that pass series there. And we saw Calf gain on him pretty substantially in the Majestic here, so I think Calf may be saving for this next section so that he can boost out of the Jez Jig and get absolute top speed swinging up to crisscross.
And you say that, and here it is. Seeing your calf speeding up there, but I think that cost them a little bit of time. So they came a little bit fast into that hairpin and had to bleed a lot of speed on that hairpin.
And I honestly suspect hit the brakes to avoid a collision. That looked like it was getting
Yep.
real tight there.
That looked like it was dangerous, yeah.
And Fox and Mood, the track was named by our very own EchoBit, who designed this track. All of the sections, I think, were her idea.
Hello. But I also had help. I recruited what I call the group and the Enzio prototype team, which is made up of a lot of the pro racers of the game, including Tint, and Sanguis Lin and Black Star Racing and XGR, and they all just contributed what they could. We took the Aspire Grand Loop, which is from the New Babbage City Tour, XGR. Speedweird was like, yep, it would be awesome to include that in your track. We just decided to do it the other way. So they're kind of like sister tracks, at least they have sections which are reminiscent of other tracks. And then we also had Jacqueline from Sanguis Luna, who contributed a lot. He designed the crisscross section and the Stellar Split, the section around the green apartment buildings as well. That was all his idea. So it is a real collaboration when we get together and we're like, we want to build like a cool racetrack that we would all enjoy and compete on for racing prizes and glory. Yeah, that's one of my favorite things about racing and the Star Citizen community is it's such a social and cooperative experience, and we all make it better together. So it's thanks
What does the clock say?
to you guys.
Ooh, and a ship destroyed for Jacqueline. I would love to get a little more detail as to how that happened, but
Yeah,
sometimes it's a little light on the ground.
I was gonna say, I think I missed where he passed Dude 3D, but I guess this is Dude 3D's time to get his position back.
I know we have Dirk in
Just
the
to
chat here,
clarify,
so
I
he may
wasn't
be able to tell us from the
close to the
pits,
start-finish line, was I?
what's happened.
50% is where I start.
In the meantime, we are closing
Dirk.
in on 30
So I was
minutes
literally just in
remaining.
front of the start-finish line. But don't think
30
I
minutes
crossed it.
left in the race. Dan, give us a
He'll be
jacket
down.
invite when you can. Tell us
Same
how
spot
it's
as last
feeling.
time.
Oh, I think we just had a heavy
Correct.
crash.
You hadn't crossed the finish line yet, so you're
right.
gonna
No.
restart at 50%, unfortunately.
Nice, thank was
Yep,
Sam's
copy.
pit crew was under pressure all of a sudden.
And copy that, Herbie.
Yeah, Dirk, don't worry about telling us what happened. Worry about pulling more razors. I know that's
Yeah, pull more
that's the
razors,
pressing
Dirk.
concern.
Looking at
Alright,
approaching
with the
50%
crash
for
earlier
rejoin.
from Dude 3D, we've seen him fall back to 5th place. So our top 3 right now is actually Fresh, Playing Fox, and Calf, which, again, this is Calf's first major racing event with us, and I think possibly at all. So absolutely stellar performance from a rookie here. We love to see it.
F, if you're listening in, keep it up. 30 minutes left in the race, everyone. Get your laps in, this is the time. And also, look after yourselves. Play it safe in the night. Try and avoid crashes in this last part of the race. And there, this view is Herbie rejoining the rest from the Sanguisuna pit crew. The Polaris that they're running is in. Jenk is also there supporting them. So yeah, I thought I'd give you that one of you so you can see how the pit crews are working.
And yeah, Dirk has filled us in that Jackadan found an antenna in the dark, which is a fate we have all suffered many times.
Antennas, trees, poles. If you're going back
Anything-
to
Anything small and pointy, really.
yeah. And even not small. So I'm pretty sure I found a sign at Super Dragon Tofu Run. Yeah, that wasn't small.
Yeah, I know. During the first practice night we had on this track as a group, it was the train tracks for me were about 60% of my crashes.
I'm watching Playing Fox here with Jackadan just having rejoined the track. So keep it up.
Racers, we have about
That was
half
so
an hour
fast,
remaining.
Jackadan, to get
About
back.
half an
Very,
hour
very
remaining.
quick rejoin. A minute 30, I think. Very, very quick.
And if you're loving the action you're seeing here today, there is a link that's just popped up in the chat for you to go to the Anzia Racing merch store. You can pick up a t-shirt, they're fantastic. You can pick up patches and stickers and all sorts of other fun things that do go to supporting the work that the Anzia Racing Committee does here to put these events on and get prizes out to all of the racers. So we would love it if you check that out.
I really appreciate you if you do. And we got a great selection. Everything for Crux Cup Stellar is up. You can get the cool Crux Cup Stellar Star. You can also get a New Babbage Ghost themed shirt as well. All of the promotion trailer added a very special bit of graphic design for an unlimited speed graphic art
Copy.
piece. So if you like what you see there and you want to support us, that's the best.
Ой, стрим упал. Или у меня Twitch перестал работать.
On Jackadan,
Ah,
putting some
yeah.
pressure on from behind.
I stopped talking about you, Rantier. You're supposed to stop crashing.
Yeah, see, Matt did that for you. We were trying to undo the commentator's curse. Hang in there, NTR.
You know what
Respawn
it
and
was?
get
Was
back
we-
in there.
We stopped watching the fresh cam. That was the
That's true.
that
That's
was
true.
the
We'll put
magic
the fresh
sauce.
cam back
Let's
on.
see where the
everyone.
fresh
There you
cam
go.
is.
So
we
fresh
go,
coming
coming-
up on the Omega Aeros Force HQ.
this maneuver right here that he does, he plays it a lot closer to the impound zone here than I do, and it sketches me out every time. But clearly he's hit it enough times to know exactly where it is.
He's right on the edge of it, from my point of view as well, and there are quite a few floating impound zones around the city like this, and I believe they're tied to like the Aspire Grand and Hospital City Foundation object container, so they sometimes spawn with the foundation pieces as well. And we've had to build a racetrack around them. I believe when I was making this racetrack, I clocked about 27 impound zones. I was actually keeping a tally because of how frequent it happened. And, you know, the track turned out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it, but we do scrape pretty close to a couple of those impound zones. And I believe the future intention is that there will be...
Не, я про официальный стрим. Он на пару секунд лег.
And that will include law enforcement. Who will chase you down for, I think...
Это я вижу, что все нормально. У меня в БС есть, плюс еще в игре вижу, что гонщики виляют, значит, типа, меня не отсоединило.
I can't wait to be chased by an NPC police.
Yeah, exactly. There could be an underground racing scene that forms if we get all of that NPC traffic and the law enforcement does come after you for speeding. But I also want to see racing legitimized. So if we can have a racetrack built out in the city and have a dedicated event or a mission that we can take, which does allow us to have unrestricted speed without causing interference to the NPCs or the other players, I would love that. But yeah, an illegal racing scene might also start up. We had some of that with Black Star Racing. They had this series called Black Star Underground, and they would race around the lawful impound zones. It was amazing, and they did this really cool promotional trailer with the Cutlass Blue Cops chasing after the illegal racers.
File cache.
On their oil rig.
Copy.
I thought that was so cool. So yeah, I think there's a world where both illegal and legal racing can exist.
And when I think, you know, forget about the NPCs chasing me. As somebody who played way too much Need for Speed Hot Pursuit as a kid, give me player cops in souped up Cuddy Blues trying to chase us down in the city.
What
Yeah,
I'm thinking is
Lamborghini
like,
Cutlass Blue.
if we're getting NPCs chasing us, they'll need a faster ship.
They really will, yeah.
We need I feel like this is a perfect opportunity to create the Origin 350i with red and blue lights. The I stands for interceptor. Like, you know, the police interceptors.
Понял, про официально я их слышу, написал, что все в окно. Я ж тоже их слышу. И думаешь, что я глухой, и я стримлю, потому что я не умею слышать, и чтобы мне только писали в чат. И специально бачу себе на Мемалерс, чтобы не слышать его.
That's not the 300 series. See, it's big enough. Like, instead of a shower and stuff, you can put like a little jail cell there.
Yeah, like the Hawk. Just
File
a little
rejoin
cell
at
that they
Astra.
projected into. You throw them an iPad and you say, like, there's your entertainment for the flight.
File rejoin at Astra.
We'll see you on the other side as we arrive at the station. That could be funny.
And just give it red and blue lights. There you go.
There you go, done. There's your interceptor. Police edition. And I could see the corporate worlds of Stanton sort of going for those more luxurious police cars. Going for Origin police cars, going for Mirai police cars. Whereas the UE might be like, you know, let's go with Anvil, let's go with the Aegis and or even Cutlass Blue. Just to stick to more mass-produced
Где
models.
соленоид? Смотря кого ты имеешь в виду.
I mean, we've seen recently that the Avenger is a pretty competitive ship in atmosphere in terms of its top speed and its ability to turn. So the advocacy is already set up.
There you go, Aegis. That's your police ship. And the advocacy. We already have them using it. So they just need to add sirens. Give us the Avenger Siren Edition.
And every time we see this battle, somehow it's closer. Dude, again, right on Calf's tail. As they keep trading positions back and forth and dueling.
Yeah, at some point somebody's gonna give.
Ну, соль,
or it's
которую
gonna
Сапоки
end up in
обозревал,
crash.
очевидно.
I just know
Не
that the
знаю.
nerves just they don't go away.
Я его
It
не
just
смотрю.
keeps piling on and piling on. You're like, don't crash. Just don't crash.
I think he is. I think he's using Senior Calf as a pace racer. Keeping the Senior Calf behind him is improving dude's lap times. We got him passing Herbie. He's 39 seconds behind Jacqueline now. He's closing the gap on Jacqueline. Yeah, I love to see it. Just keeping a racer in view to help you focus.
Так что либо кто-то конкретный, либо я не соображу.
It's not dueling, it's flirting. I don't know about that.
No, I think Jelly was flirting with me pretty good during GP number 1.
Oh.
Tell us about that. How does that work? How does flirting work in a race? I need to know.
You know, it's really kind of like third graders. You know, you just get really close to the other person and then you run away.
Oh, so cute.
Just get really close to them, do a little wing waggle, and just boost away.
Meanwhile, we are at 20 minutes left on our race time. That is, if you're doing the math at home, right in the vicinity of 3 laps. So we will probably see 4 more laps in total for this race. Fresh still absolutely trying to beat the clock and get to 20. But right now he's definitely on track for 19. Playing Fox also on 15 laps with him right now. And Calf just crossing the finish line, which means we should see Dude shortly behind him, I hope.
Come on, Runtier, you can do it.
Sorry, I just, because it was an interesting point before, I looked up the race rules in our scheduled race distance that they have to meet is just 25%, so...
Oh, okay, so Runtier is
I
good.
think it's definitely going to make it. Yeah, you're going to be alright. A slow and steady strategy is going to get you through today. So, yeah, keep it up. Everyone just needs to finish.
20 минут осталось.
Oh, there we go. I brought the curse back.
Ah! It's all our fault, we're so sorry.
Well, that's okay though.
Hang in there,
If he's made
Runtier.
his qualifying distance,
He's good.
now he's just getting practice in. He's grinding the laps. He's getting the feel for the track.
You know
in
what I'm
live racing
doing?
Conditions.
I'm getting all his crashes out of the way. So when it comes to race
Oh, the main race day, he has
the main
none.
race day,
That's so
he
true,
has
it all
none.
balances out.
Yeah, gotta get it all out of the way.
So you're subscribing to the philosophy that crashes are a limited resource. That every racer only has so many crashes.
Yeah. Like we don't have gel to replenish the crashing yet, so it's definitely limited, and it's per patch. So you need to. Since we can't claim our regen, the only way to do it is character reset. You can either reset your crash counter by character
It's like
reset,
Mitchell, we
or
have
it's a new
crash
patch.
gel.
Yeah, we got
have to pay
crash
2
gel.
costs.
Jacqueline crashed.
It's okay, Nasty. I still have.
No!
Join up with a racing org. That med gel cost is gonna rack up real quick for a lot of racers. Definitely gonna need some financial support.
Don't join up with a racing org. You had to join up with an everything org. So you get the
join
guys
up with
that.
both. It's the only answer.
What Oregon Star Citizen isn't an everything org. Like, let's be real here. We all love all.
Yeah, everyone wants to enjoy it, all of it. Yeah.
Join starting.
I agree.
But yeah, that crash from CAF does open up the field for a lot of movement. Depending on how far he had made it. Oh, Jacketin finding some hard air, though, does close the door on him being able to capitalize on that crash from CAF. So the question is, what happened to Dude? We never did see a 15th lap logged for Dude 3D. Did he crash out?
We can see him flying around the Black Star Cloak section right now, so he's past the 50% rejoin point now.
Yeah, it looks like Dude's last lap was finished, let's do the math, 5 minutes ago? Something like that.
Doesn't... If he's in the Black Star Cloak, that's about 2 minutes missing, so that may have been a crash.
I know, that's a rough math. I could be wrong.
Academy joining at start finish.
And see, now Dirk talking about sponsors brings up another fun question of, you know, if you could be sponsored by any in-game company, who would you pick?
Oh, that's such a good question. Oh my goodness.
What is the question?
There's too many now. Do you have any one in mind? Maybe Origins?
I mean, like, other than Origin, I'm just gonna ignore the fact that that's just too easy. I think I'd actually want to be a sponsor.
Where were they when they lost the speed
Argo
book?
would be a cool
Wow.
sponsor.
Croncy would definitely approve that, being his favorite manufacturer.
Yeah, if they can make it to 50%, they're
I could get
free
behind that too, 'cause, I mean,
leave
if
and
I'm being
rejoin.
sponsored by Argo. Yeah, orange paint, exactly.
Thank you.
That's clearly
They are
what I have
orange.
to do.
Default orange
Is paint the ship
Yep.
orange.
Yeah, stupid reclaimers.
If you could have multiple
and-
sponsors, then yeah, that opens up to like a lot of cool ships you can get brand sponsors for. Yeah, sorry, keep going. Argo, what's another one?
And so then, you know, I think every racer would eventually pick Cruise, but then you have the question of what flavor of Cruise. Personally, I think the red goes
one for me.
fastest.
Yeah, red. Red Cruise goes faster. It's good engine fuel.
So Crux is just a sub-sponsor that everybody gets, kind of like in F1, how like McLaren have Monster, Red Bull. It literally is Red Bull. Only one team gets to be the main Crux title.
Actually, Cruise could like be a sponsor for the Enzo Racing Committee, and then everyone can enjoy like free cruise for the race. And we give out cruise bottles to every race team and all the supporting members. Yeah, so Enzo Racing can get its own sponsors as well. We'll get cruise. It's got to be top of our
And
list.
we got Dirk and Jelly both want to be sponsored by Kelto. So they want to be
Kelto.
getting that convenience store hookup.
Yeah, don't tell Splend that or Dollar Store.
Yeah. No. Dollar Store will have to get on and sponsor, be the anti-Kelto sponsor.
And
Lens
Matthew
is a
going
big fan of
going for
Kelto.
Castak. That's an interesting pick.
Aztec arms and weapons manufacturer. The bearing does appear on some of the racing ships. I believe the Razor has it. And there's another ship as well. It might be the Peregrine has bearing on it as well.
You know what's an interesting sponsor that I just thought of? Wicklow.
Wicklow would be amazing because the Bennu love racing. I could see that as Suli sponsoring it.
I feel like I would come out to my ship one day and he would have exchanged both of my coolers for a shiny chrome-plated wristwatch or something of the sort without any reason.
Oh, that's right. It would be like, go fast and look beautiful for me. I sponsor you with my shiny Bennu paint. Oh, that would be
It looks
funny.
like, unfortunately for Senior Cap, it looks like they have to reset their speed bug. I think they're doing it at the halfway
That's a
point.
shame. They might have accidentally
Cap
tried
joined
landing
at
gear or
Astromatic.
toggling an engine tug.
I definitely did that during the Super Dragon Toph run. I was going into precision mode, and I put my landing gear button right next to it, and I hit the landing gear button instead.
I feel that on a spiritual level. I too accidentally button mash and undo my racing settings.
Just watching File there on the OLEG cam, closing in on the start-finish line, cutting through those treacherous poles before ducking
File
between the
coming
buildings.
in for his 13th lap.
Yep, and with that, he will be joining Herbie on 13 laps, jacking in at 14. Calf and Dude having 15 in the bag, and Fresh and Playing Fox now both on 16 with 12 minutes to go.
So now that we've Oleg has stopped crashing, what makes races official?
Maybe Lynn's doing a lap. Lynn has to do a lap to make it official.
Oh, okay.
Because he sometimes comes out into the field. We need to get him into racing. Actually, I have been trying to teach him. He asked me, how do I get the feeling racers get?
Copy.
Like, you know, when you drive a car and you go, you put the pedal down and you really feel what the ship is capable of and how you can master that. I took him out to Super Dragon Tofu Run. I put him on the side split and I said, if you can go as fast as possible down this and then make the narrow turn into the shoulder tunnel, you'll get the same feeling that we do achieving that. And he started practicing that. He did it about 6 times and crashed on every one. But he's like, I could feel myself sort of my brain adjusting and starting to understand this. I need some more time on it. So yeah, I really hope Lens gets into racing. Do some more racing, Lens.
We saw there a crash from Herbie, chalked up to wind violence was the stated reason, which is absolutely the correct way to describe it. These winds are brutal.
Does that mean that they're starting to get the hurricane force winds that you guys?
Well, when
got?
you're watching this camera view in the straights, watch how the TVI is dancing around the nose, even though we know that's not on purpose. That sway right
File
there.
cache.
Pushed it off.
Yep.
And the wind is picked up. That looks like 30
File
to
cache.
40 meters per second of wind. I've asked Noise Mazer
Yeah, I have no idea if you had past 50%, so I'll just go to the
we'll
start
see if we
again.
can get that to you, but it looks like it's picking up. It's going to be a brutal end to the race.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when I think of wind violence, what the image that comes to mind is trying to run Kaplan circuit in a 350R, going down the tunnel section and just getting blown every which way, and you're just hanging on to the seat of.
Orison is crazy for wind turbines.
I mean, yeah, you think it's bad in a 350? Have you done it in a Merlin?
Yes.
That is a one-way ticket to getting slammed into the deck. And yeah, definitely the wind picking up seems to be taking a toll on our racers. And they're also just going to be exhausted at this point because they are now an hour and 51 minutes into this race. But we have seen crashes from File and Jacket in as well.
Nighttime and windy conditions. What are their lap times looking like? Are they slowing down by how much?
They are slowing down pretty considerably. We're seeing Fresh's last lap coming in at a 6-minute 30, so about a 10-second reduction in pace from his typical. And the rest of the field seeing at least that kind of a hit. Playing Fox's last lap at 6:34, Calf's at 6:40, Dude's at 7:01, although that may include some amount of crash or being out of position. So definitely the wind taking a toll on their times and making these tracks a lot more hazardous. And you can see why here, as they have to duck so close to the ground and get so close to these buildings. And if the wind is pointed the wrong direction as they turn into it or away from it, it suddenly finds a grip on the ship's wings and can push it quite dramatically.
Wind says we're up. Noise says we're up to 59 meters per second max speed and increasing. Absolutely wild conditions out there. Might get as high as 70 meters per second, like the the USA race that we had earlier. So here we go. This is the most dangerous racing you can have. The wind combined with nighttime. for the last 3 minutes of the race. 7 minutes to go.
File is unable to rejoin right now. His spawn point moved from our Polaris to Lovell.
Or a Category 3 hurricane.
Copy that.
Absolutely
Category 3 hurricane
devastating.
right now. My goodness.
He will try to rejoin
I
as soon
remember
as
we had a
possible.
conversation once about like how do these buildings stand? There's probably some like, you know, metamaterial, sci-fi technology, video game hand wavium. But my
you know, it's
God,
definitely
the
there's a lot of
forces
hand
at play here.
wavium in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're building pencil thin buildings a kilometer tall and they're enduring 2 strong hurricanes a day, the fatigue from the flex alone should be destroying these things in a matter of years.
That's impressive material and technology.
rejoin. Oh no.
Fellow relocated to Orville. He's lost his respawn point. Probably he's back to his home spot.
And with just 6 minutes left in the race time, that is almost certainly going to mean he's not making it back before the checkered flag drops. That's
pretty rough.
not the way you want your race to end. And another crash from Calf. The wind absolutely racking up the kills right now.
I wonder what the kill ratio
Yeah.
is for wind to racers.
If
So I'm
my
pretty sure the
That's definitely going up now that it's implemented.
if my math is right, Fresh should be right about up to the start finish.
Just
Yep,
past
there he
it.
is.
Here's his point of view.
So that is Fresh,
Racers,
having
white
just
flag.
completed lap number 18.
Racers, white flag.
Which I think should also probably make that our white flag.
Белый флаг объявлен, Форешел, видимо, открыл.
Just asked race direction. Yeah. Noise might be just calculating that we do it post the 2 hours a little bit, which is completely fine. Oh, there it is. White flag right now. Here we go. This is it.
There we go. So with white flag, that means when Fresh finishes the lap he's currently on, that will be the mark for the end of the race, and all of the racers will then finish the lap that they are on, and that's where we will mark their scores for the qualifier here. Telfresh says that he thinks that a fully stocked Razor will be harder to push around. Yeah, I don't know about that, because it's not that much weight. I guess it would be harder, but is it harder by enough to matter? Matt, what do you think?
I think the change is just is so minuscule. Like I think it would be. I think your most the factor that would probably affect it the most is having the guns on it to that increase the drag and the mass versus the components being just the mass. But I think it probably still you wouldn't notice it too much, as in like difficulty. You'd notice it in speed, but I don't think the difficulty of piloting it would change at all.
Copy.
Jelly saying the P-72 was tossed around less at
You have
Orris
until
if it
checkered
wasn't
flag to
stripped.
get back
But
into
that
the
does
track.
also, I mean, that makes a lot of sense, because with the Kruger ships, the guns are a lot higher of a percentage of the total mass of the ship. Whereas in the Razor, if you're stripping every single component, your weight reduction is still single-digit percentage-wise, if my memory serves.
Yeah.
Consider Rintievich crash and Fish is past the 50%. marker, Fish might close out the race, and that will be the end of rejoins. So hang in there if you can get back in. You gotta beat Fresh to the finish line.
Definitely a tall order. As you can see, he is less bothered by the wind than most, and absolutely sending it here. But even still, we see that little characteristic vector wobble from the wind, which otherwise you would never expect to
Так,
see.
перегазовываю все, засыпаю.
Super controlled.
Надо досидеть.
Fantastic at keeping it dead on the nose, but even the best pilots, it's just not going to happen in these conditions.
That's crazy. I'm kind of glad we got some hurricane weather for both of the races, so it sort of evened it out a little bit.
It feels a little more fair.
It feels a little more fair. I'm with you there.
Now, if you had the choice, Tint,
Samusuli.
for this
Thank you.
for this race, would you prefer to start at the front or prefer to start at the back? Because I know you're starting in the middle, but if you had the choice,
Front every time.
front every time.
Absolutely. I'll take the risk of people trying to overtake me for as much time as I can get without party markers obstructing my view of the terrain. One of the absolute most difficult things is like the section here that Fresh is about to move into, the Jazz Jig. If there's somebody in front of you in this, your visibility of the poles you're trying to weave around immediately drops considerably, and that is a massive hazard. And so, you may not be the fastest racer on the track, but the more time you can get with clean air in front of you, the closer you're going to get to your ideal racing time.
I remember Super Giant Tofu Run, I was starting pretty much all the way in the back, and then I decided right off the bat that I was going to take it slow. I wasn't going to pass anybody until, oh man, that was tough going through the first tunnel. Dodging those pipes right after the first turn there and going through, just party marker soup.
And Dirk in the chat, cracking the whip, complaining about Fresh being too slow, while he puts down the fastest times of the day by a sizable margin. That's the mark of a.
It's just too slow. That's what it is.
Team leader.
He's 9 seconds off his time trial time. Like, come on.
Here we go through the ghosted section of the track, passing all the dead racers.
Alright, racers, checkered flag. Please complete your current laps.
Congratulations to all the racers. Did amazing.
You all did great! Now bring it home. Make sure you survive your last chance at a final lap.
And so with that, our grid for the GP number 2 starts to kind of come together.
Фоксом полетела на вторая.
Fresh, I think they're
Или он.
solidly clinching pole position. Playing Fox putting himself in the mix with
Copy that.
Liquid Prime and Jellyhead at 19 laps completed. Assuming he can finish this one out. And Dude 3D going to be starting neck and neck with me.
Unfortunate. Oh, D3D's right next to you. Wow. Yes.
Herbie's done. For a second there, it was kind of cool because all the intervals said +1 lap. It had me second guessing there for a second. I was like, is everybody just a lap down from Fresh? No, Fresh is Playing Fox is a lap down from Fresh. Dude is a lap down from.
Everyone's a lap down. congrats on finishing your race, Heavy. Well done. Jacqueline, well done on finishing your race. Congratulations.
Good job, Doc.
Fox is
As
not
we
letting
are
off
wrapping
the
up,
gas.
just a reminder that
You know,
rejoins are no longer
there's
allowed.
a certain
so
argument
if
to be
you are
made
off the
for
track, your race is now
taking it
done.
really easy here, flying it really slow, flying it really safe. But Fox is going to continue to push it and hope to maybe gain an extra position on the other racers who finished with 19 laps.
Fox is my kind of racer. He's not he knows he's not the fastest, but he's the most consistent. I love being a consistent racer. As a mouse and keyboard racer, it really is my my best strategy. I'm not the smoothest at inputs, never will be, but I can get good at surviving, and Fox is really good at surviving.
And I mean that's a great reminder that, you know, anybody can do this. You just have to be willing to come out and learn from other racers and put in the time with your controls to get proficient. We've got racers on mouse and keyboards, we've got racers on throttles, we've got racers on sticks, we've even got racers on gamepads, on Xbox controllers. It really is open for anyone.
Yeah, and the way the controls are set up and the way the flight, at least for now, the flight model works is like one doesn't give you much of an advantage over the other. Sure, like my personal opinion is dual joysticks is a lot more comfortable than doing this for 2 hours on mouse and keyboard, but you can, like, I honestly don't think it gives you any advantage.
Flying
They're
Fox
saying
coming
this
up
one is
on
tough
the
on the
last
arms
section of
with
the
the
track.
wind.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that is absolutely true. In that
Yeah,
full workout.
I mean,
Oh,
Fresh makes it
220
look
as well,
too easy.
crossing the finish
Fox
line there.
finished.
Nice.
Your race is
How can it
complete,
be
thank you.
hard if you're just too smooth? You can't be hard. No, you make it to look too easy.
It's like do 3D, not quite at the finish line, probably back in the Jizz Jig.
Oh,
and just
yeah, you're
the,
right.
markers are overlapping.
You're right, that was so close. Congrats on finishing the race, Flying Fox. Well done. What an outstanding effort. Oh yeah, there he is. Alex chasing him down. Go get him, Oleg.
But don't get him, Oleg. I know you're
That's right,
just
get him
for your
on
crashy
camera.
days, but
Yeah, get him on camera. Yeah. Thank you, Rain. Welcome in. Good to see you. Rain is one of Sana's friend who coincidentally is a gamepad racer. One of the few. So, yeah, good to see you, and I hope Sana's doing good too.
and I think if I recall correctly, Rain is a new Razor owner who's gonna have to haul it out on the track and put down some times.
Oh, I'd love to see you get into the racing scene. We'd love to have you. We'll gladly teach you how to go fast. Also, congrats to Senior Calf on finishing their race. Well done.
Yay! I believe Dude 3D is the last one on track.
I believe so.
Yay! There we go.
У нас еще файлы.
No, file had to.
Где?
There we go, dude. 3D. Congratulations.
Alright,
on
racers,
finishing the
that
race.
is the race
So we
complete.
had Rentier Rich Crash. I believe that's the end of their race. How did File do? Did they manage to get back from Lawville?
Thank you, racers. Thank you, staff. I hope everyone had a good time.
Oleg's having a look
And
around
we hope to
for
see you
us,
again.
But no, I think File wasn't able to make it back from Lawville.
Thank you, Oleg.
So
Good job,
it's going
everybody.
to conclude.
That looked like everybody.
Great racing, guys.
Qualifying race for Grand Prix number 2.
Yeah.
What an outstanding
Thanks all.
performance. Our
Bye.
racers gathering here on the rooftop to hang
Bye,
out
thank you.
and
Everything hurts
celebrate
now, it's crazy.
their racing achievements. We'll just we'll watch this for just a minute and then we'll go look at the racing results. Well done to everyone. And just a quick shout out to our staff. Thank you so much for helping with today's race. Noise Maze Vertical, Nox, Tiger, all our cameras, OlegLime, even Expansion was here. I appreciate you, all of you, and Chick Lake as well from Delta Blue Aerospace came in to help out. We just saw Herbie fall off the building. I hope you're okay, Herbie. This is the victory swan dive there. But let's go have a look at the results for Crux Cup Stella. These are the amount of laps that they completed and their finishing position in this qualifying. There we go. So, good job to all of our racers. Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate all of the support, and I hope you had fun out there. It looked amazing. I'm really happy with how this track turned out, and I can't wait to see you at the main race as well. We'll also have a look at our positional changes.
Федокола не будет?
Here we go. Tint and Nav. Would you like to give some comments on the last position changes of the race? Any closing thoughts on the races and how the race went? Tint, start with you.
I absolutely loved seeing the sort of cycling duel between Dude 3D and Senor Calf. That was absolutely fun to watch.
Чё,
And you
кого-то
can see
ранится.
it played out a little bit here in our spaghetti chart as they started 2 positions apart and crossed over multiple times before ending up finishing in those 3rd and 4th positions. We also get to see that Playing Fox, after his absolutely meteoric rise in his 2nd lap, managed to hold on to that spot for nearly the entire race, barring for a single crash where Dude 3D
Всё на
and
этом.
Calf were able to briefly get ahead of him.
Вот по местам. В финальном Fresh, Playing Fox, Dude 3D, Каф, Ек1, Херби, Файл, Рендер Рич.
Everybody did great. You can see the consistency of Fresh. Playing Fox is great, coming from 7th all the way back up to 2nd.
В принципе, на этом все.
Yeah,
Пойду я
everybody did amazing.
досыпать.
Wish I,
Well done, everyone.
Не скучайте. Целых 0 зрелов. Гонки ведь такие интересные, да. Вот, увидимся на неделе. Следующая гонка будет после CitizenCon сразу. В воскресенье в 12 ночи. Суббота на воскресенье ночь. Да. Всем ПБ, всем ГГ. Не знаю, что там на неделе будет еще. Может, потуху запустим через пару дней.